Hello there. Welcome to the AFL Today Show, aka the AFL Today Trade Radio Watching Trades Happen Radio Show. That sounds right. That's right, it is the AFL Today live stream of the trade deadline. We call it the trade period here in this weird country, which is strange. But I guess it is a period where we can do trades, you see.
What would you call it, Jim?
I call it shut up, stats boy.
Got it.
But how do we start this show? Every time we start it with footy. Isn't really back, but stuff is happening about footy. So we're back as well. How good is that? I'm Jaymz Clements, not to be confused with Big Sauce Sam Jacobs. I can see how you do that. Even Social Boy Leo laughed at that one. I'm not that tall. But either way, I'm joined by two of my best friends in the world.
This is what happens when he hasn't seen us for a week.
And he doesn't have to watch Carlton as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Carlton. So we've got a lot of time. We've got a lot
also,
of
hi, Jim.
A lot of time to fill.
Thanks for enjoying us.
A lot of time to fill. I'm going to talk about Carlton a bit. Spoiler alert. My two friends joining me, of course, are one, Alex Donnelly over there.
G'day, Jim. How are we?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's
I've already
good to hear.
said I'm good, you idiot. And in the middle, the little fella, Stats Boy. You can see him kicking snags with some of the AFLW superstars on YouTube right now.
Check that out, the AFL All-Stars versus North Melbourne YouTube video. That was awesome with ASICs. Very
I can't believe how badly you guys split the points between the two of you idiots.
What do you
They
mean?
were both shocking.
What do you mean? I kicked my first six.
Yeah, you were great. And then he came back with the awesome check side.
I was
Like,
about to-
Stats Boy, what are you doing?
Thank you. I was about to say, I got the check side at least.
I was good.
I was just disappointed by everybody.
Also, Body
that
Too
was
Good,
male.
in the time that we filmed that, has done her knee and has come back.
Yeah. So we've done well.
Yeah.
We've done well.
It was awesome. Go check that out. The AFLW Today Show sort of was the ASICS collab.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kicking snags.
And literally all of them, except for Bonnie, who's been out injured, have had phenomenal seasons so far.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really good players.
Like that. Right, but this is the Trade Madness show. If you want to keep up with the W, obviously
Well,
go check out.
we just got breaking news in the comments.
Yeah, Basilenka's walking to the draft. He's already here first. So,
We've
AFL
actually got
Today-
a lot of people in the comments already, which is
I
great.
reckon Ralphie's already just jumped on this and has gone, oh, geez, all right, well, Basilenka's walking to the draft. AFL Today. You better credit us, Ralphie. What are you doing?
Our number one fan, basically.
I'm also I'm more than a little bit afraid of Ralphie just because he's big.
Really
but he's
tall.
also the nicest dude in the world, so I don't know if you can be afraid of him. Anyway.
Really nice.
This is the Trade Madness show. We are just going to go live for
A long
3
time.
hours.
Why?
It's like
Why did we agree to do
we've
this?
gone live for games before, but during those games we've had bets.
No, but we've had some crap games.
bingo. Like, we've had
You
stuff
dudes did the nut bush one night.
Yeah, that was good fun.
We've had like just stuff to fill in the gaps. This is just 3 hours of us just talking nonsense.
This is where the fans come and play, Jim. We always get lots of comments. We've already had about 10 already, so...
Footy is not back, says Kieran Jones-Jackson. I mean, he's not wrong, but it is back, but it's not.
AFLW, get around it.
No, he's back.
we love the dub.
Trade is certainly back.
Yes.
Lad says Basilenka. Has Tom Barras gone to the Hawks yet? Says editing noobs.
No.
Not yet, but it looks like it will happen. It'll probably happen at 7:29, like lots of these other ones.
So, should we start there? Like, we're going to talk through all the stuff that's happened, the stuff that we think may happen, etc., etc., etc. We've got a little bit of news at the top, but I mean, that just feels like we're just
There's
doing a
some
normal show.
Yeah.
Which is
But
weird.
it was news
But
today.
We might as well talk about
But
this
the news
yeah.
has quite directly impacted the trade period. So we'll talk
Possibly,
about that
yeah.
in a second. But really, we're just going to go through all the stuff that's happened, stuff that we'd like to see happen. We've actually got a list. So if we're going to fill some time, we've actually got some of the biggest trades in history.
Funniest, best, worst.
Weirdest.
Sort of, weirdest.
And we'll talk our way through who may or may not have won them, which
Yep.
would be fun. I'm just here for the Robbie Warnock content. So you better have written that one down, Stats Man.
No, I didn't, but you can
Troy
check that out
Cook?
online. The
Oh,
2008 trade period was the biggest snore fest going around.
Farron Ray begs to differ.
yeah.
Farron Ray.
I will not hear besmirchment of Farron Ray.
Oh, my God. What a
Anyway,
spud.
we have got plenty to dig into, though, so it's going to be fine. And I guess before we dig in and do all that sort of stuff, like, go subscribe to all the socials. Like,
Yes.
I'm not gonna take it personally if we just duck off now. Leave a comment on like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Jump in the comments on YouTube. Jump in the comments in Facey. All the good stuff there. Just go nuts. And you can get around all the other shows that we've got. What is it? The AFLW Today Show. We've got the Cricket Today Podcast, the Football Today Podcast. And of course, NFL Australia and NBA Australia are back with a vengeance like their bloody Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis walking around. So there's actually a famous. Here we go. We're already on tangent.
Yeah, there we go.
So
I was going to say we have
3 hours later.
Sydney Swans gun midfielder Tanya Kennedy on the AFLW Today Show tomorrow.
Very nice, very nice.
Doing actual plugs for us on a tangent.
Yeah, I just needed
Bruce
to get
Willis
in.
walking around in that placard in Die Hard with a Vengeance, which was the reference there, you see.
Yes.
That was actually near our old apartment, which was pretty fun. You're like, I know, I've been there.
That's pretty
I
cool.
reckon you've said this story before.
I may have.
I haven't heard it for once.
Don't you,
Usually
bro?
I've heard this story before, but I
spoiler
haven't heard
alert, I've said a lot of things, and I do not remember
I've known you for a while, Jim.
vast majority of them. Anyway, so that is all going on. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Jump on in the comments there. We will be basically reading them verbatim. Like, that's what I do.
Verbatim.
Sometimes,
What a word.
sometimes gets me in trouble. I do.
Yeah.
Make sure you read the comment before you read it.
He literally Ron Burgundy's it.
That's
Jim
very
is
funny.
that dumb, he will read everything.
Dumb.
Got that.
Says a guy who's never met an apostrophe. He couldn't figure out where it's meant to
Whoa,
go.
bang. We don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Point being, there is a lot going on. Shall we start talking about it?
Yeah.
I think we bloody should.
Yeah, why not?
News ticker.
For the record, we have a siren that will blast when
If
the trade
there's a
happens.
trade.
In like an
Yeah,
hour.
that's
Yeah. Hopefully.
There's two little things we can just knock over. A little bit of business. Jacob Wiedering is signed on with the Blues for 6 more years as an extension, which
Blues
is very
fans
cool.
will be very happy with that, as like yourself.
The big thing for the Blues is obviously Wieders and then TDK.
Yeah.
I think as long as the TDK business gets done.
Is he restricted free agent next
I
year?
think, well, I think he would be.
Because he's not 27 or
Yeah, I think he should
however old
go
you're
up.
meant to be.
Anyway, TDK is the next cab off the rank, hopefully for the Blues, and away we go. And then on top of that,
We've got some great comments.
that's a good one. I like that. We'll get into
Both
it.
of them are good.
So that's Wieders, signs on, happy days.
Yeah.
Ivan Soldo. This was weird.
This is taking a turn.
No, I love the response.
I didn't know about this. This is why it's taking a turn.
So you liked his response?
Yeah, so he Kane Corns had a crack at him for not going to the Port Best and Fairest. Then Soldo came back and said, I was actually at my best mate's wedding. He was the best man. That's
Fair.
a pretty fair excuse. He also talked to Port. Port said, no worries. Kane Corns would have known the ins and outs of Port Adelaide and what happened with that. And he still had a crack at him.
Someone could also be pushing him
Sure.
with the, hey, Kane, he didn't turn up, left out the details because they're trying to get his salary off the
but
books.
I know, I actually...
Shot back at, right? Like his entire thing is, so he put out this statement. I'm honestly fed up with this ridiculous narrative that seems to not stop circulating. Let's just clear some things up. The only reason I didn't attend the Port Adelaide Football Club's Best and Fairest was because it was on the same night as my best friend's wedding that I was the best man for, in which the club fully supported me to attend. If that reflects badly on my character, then Kane, our values clearly don't align. I would have said do not align because that's much more impactful. In regards to the trade,
Why
we're
is he
scared. He's
Soldo's-
suddenly changing his voice. In regards to the trade, this happens every year, and it's just part of the job. I'm still contracted with Port and have no intentions of leaving, sir. Also, the bullying and hate towards my partner also needs to stop. This backwards narrative is getting old. Ivan Soldo's voice is amazing.
Yeah, right?
It's gone from very different accent.
I
like
could
it.
also do some way more worse ones. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not going
don't
to.
do
With
that.
your name like Ivan.
You can see them on NBA Australia.
Yeah.
So
So there's also
there's lots going
What's
on.
wrong with that?
so that's fine.
Yeah.
There's also
He
a lot of other.
literally wanted to leave and St Kilda like,
Okay, you're talking about that part of
nah,
it.
bro, your knee's cooked.
This happens everywhere. I'm
Yeah.
still contracted with Port and have no intentions of leaving. And then it's literally every other AFL reporter has come and said, dude, you literally requested a trade.
Yeah.
What are
Al
you
in the
doing?
comments, I thought Ivan was Russian. Now he's British.
Yeah, the Brits won that war, so.
The Great British-Prussian War of 1842. Anyway, Power Prawn Star.
Oh,
Just
yes.
coming out of my fetal position from the Houston trade for this show, then going straight back.
Fair.
Oh.
That's
We're here to
You
help
got
you.
Lukosius. That's
Yeah, but they got Rory Atkins.
Al Talal says, I would love Jim to spend at least 20 minutes telling us how the Camporeale twins are better than the Ashcroft brothers.
Yeah.
I will, don't you worry. And Danny D! Dan Josh is in here.
Yes.
Four-way. North give 25, get Daniels. Dogs give Daniels and McRae, get Kennedy and 47. Blues give Kemp and Kennedy, get 25, and Saints future second. Saints give future second and 47, get Kemp and McRae. Stats guy is a wiener purple monkey dishwasher. Hope Jim reads this verbatim.
Of course you read that.
That was awesome.
So, what, Daniel, what does that leave North Melbourne with so they can get Luke Parker?
What would that leave?
What do
No,
they get?
45.
Surely just give the
45?
Swans a future second and move on. We'll do that.
That's a lot
No.
going on.
That's too much.
I'm thinking of academies next year, Leo. Who's in the background?
So the
hating
Soldo,
it.
just to wrap up the Soldo stuff, he wanted to go. St Kilda went, yeah, nah.
They've already got Rowan Marshall.
What are we doing? This is dumb.
Yeah.
So, nah, he wants to be the number one ruckman. It's like, we've got Rowan Marshall.
Wait,
What are we
where could
doing?
he go? Geelong? There's a number one
Maybe.
ruck?
Yeah, but it's also like his missus would complain about living in Geelong.
Yeah, Adelaide to Geelong is a very sideways move, I feel like.
She gets a farm.
Maybe. Everyone gets a free everyone gets a free farm and some cotton on gigs.
You go to Geelong, you get she might get a cotton on modelling deal.
You didn't know what to say. That.
Right. The big one today. The GWS.
Oh, I don't know if I should laugh
Dress
about
up.
this. Oh.
What was it? Muck Up Day.
Wacky
Bad
Wednesday.
Wacky Wednesday scandal. What was it? It was troubled couples. Was that right?
I've
Well, just said couples, but we don't know.
I've found out what some of the dress-ups were that haven't been mentioned. It's not great.
Alex was there.
Break news.
Alex
then.
was there.
What are you doing?
They dressed up. 2 people dressed up as the Twin Towers.
Oh, that's not great.
Distasteful.
Definitely-
It's not tasteful.
That's- yeah.
Distasteful. I don't know if it's like, $20,000 worth of
Also, it's a
fine,
very
but-
boring dress up.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
but then there was
the point being the AFL's
Giddy,
coming.
Josh Giddy.
The point is that the AFL has now come back in over the top seemingly and gone suspensions.
Toby Green
fines,
fined. Yep.
Bang, bang, bang.
So
I will happily take a very, very easy first up stance without knowing anything in a surprise.
Yeah, we don't know all the
which
details yet.
everyone did at 9 a.m. when it's like, oh,
Dress
they've
ups,
fined
yeah.
him for their dress ups. Toby Green was dressed as Ray Gun and he's getting fined 20
But
grand.
now it's gotten way
and
worse.
it's just steadily gotten worse.
It gets
through
worse
the day.
and worse and worse. But you know what I hate? The
Lots of things.
AFL does have, it has zero idea which battles, which.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, what do we want to fight? It's like, not this one. What do you.
Also,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like they got all
What
the
are you
details,
doing?
but they're already giving some fines, or
They
maybe
clearly-
we haven't.
They
got them.
clearly know more details
Yeah.
than we
It's
do.
by the It was a private party that someone.
feel
But
like
it was at a
it's-
pub. It wasn't as if it was in a private residence.
Dude, if you're gonna do something stupid, why are you doing it? They're just dumb.
Footballers are dumb stuff,
Go to
guys.
Bali and do stupid stuff like Dane
Welcome
Swan.
to the AFL Today Show, where Alex Donnelly believes footballers are dumb.
Well, yeah.
So, okay.
Breaking news.
Did it.
Still
That's
smarter
the
than
news
NRL
ticker.
players.
No, I think the simple idea of a private function, a bartender has complained.
Yeah.
and
Which is fair enough. If
should we? I don't know. This is probably a bad time to bring it up, but Alex's new job as a bartender,
At the Clovelly Hotel.
Yeah,
they were
in
apparently
Greater
on
Western
the.
Sydney.
pretty weird timing. Some would say. I don't know.
Yeah, I renewed my
If there's a
RSA.
way, if there's a way you can win the Battle of the Bridge without resorting to guerrilla tactics of one Alex Donnelly, he put on this mustache as a
this is
disguise.
fake.
It's
I
like,
knew it.
it's like, I wouldn't have got away with it as well if it wasn't for you, Toby Green kids.
The meddling Himmelbergs.
I just think it's weird that the AFL is just coming in over the top. And I think we've seen plenty of folks come out and go, well, I'd be speaking to my lawyers straight away about weird fines for stuff that had nothing to do with the AFL.
Yeah.
It's not a club sanction.
But there'd be a
And
thing in their contract.
there's
that
obviously-
bad look on the AFL. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's bringing the game into disrepute, conduct unbecoming to the league or something.
Yep.
Which your conduct unbecoming to this podcast
Whoa.
every day.
Oh,
You're
it's
the one
great.
who's calling football stupid. So. The point being, there's obviously contract language that they can lean on. Like, if nothing else, we know that Andrew Gillen Dillon is a lawyer and the world's most boring
So
lawyer.
my thing
Fuck.
with this is all
like a
these
tractor.
years ago when there was the St Kilda schoolgirl scandal,
Yep.
Jimmy Bartell and someone
I
literally
just
dressed up as the
showed
St
you
Kilda
that.
schoolgirl. You had Max Gawn as the captain of Melbourne, seeing 2 teammates get into a fight at a restaurant. So we're like, we're gonna
Where do you
choose
draw the line?
this
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
but it's a brawl.
That's what I literally
Yeah.
just said. Like the AFL.
No, he was saying
picking,
more
But you,
detail.
you
but
haven't
the-
given.
But the AFL picking its battles. It's like,
Yeah.
how are you?
Yeah.
like, it's basically like a roulette where we'll let that one go. Now we're gonna fight these ones
Yeah.
and come down like a massive hammer for something that impacted quite literally nobody but their team. Like a bartender at a
I
private
feel like they have to
function.
get a fine, though.
Like who is? Yeah, you can, but you go in and go GWS. Right, come here. Just
It
come
should be
in.
GWS as a whole,
Just come
maybe.
here, GWS.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, you need to sort this out right now, and you need to find them. We're going to find you as a club X amount of dollars.
I agree with that. I agree. With
Considering
that.
we're basically funding you anyway, it's a bit basically robbing
Yeah.
Peter to pay Paul.
Exactly, yeah.
But you can pull your head in,
Yeah.
fix this,
No, that's
sort it
fair.
all out. Club sanctions in amongst yourselves, off you go, because this can't be done. To come over the top of it, it's insane.
It's like 2
It's
separate parties. It should be
insane. It's
worked out
so
together.
weird.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And how has this impacted the trade deadline?
Well, we don't know if it has, but
Yeah,
it
no,
feels
it
like
has.
it
What are you
has.
talking about? We don't know. It quite literally has been said by every vague like trade radio rumor or monger out there that the Jakey Stringer deal to GWS is off. Mostly because of this. This is awesome.
Too many idiots.
GWS has gone, we've cooked this so badly. We've got so many morons in our team. We can't add Jake Stringer.
They were going to the off-season going, we could add one
we
idiot.
haven't done a show since it was revealed who's Jake Stringer's mate was in the change rooms, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't need to talk too much about that.
Alleged, mate. This is incredible. I've loved this. I'm stoked. So he's likely returning to the Bombers.
The Bombers
But
don't even want
on his
him.
1 year at Essendon, are like, oh, God,
no.
we're stuck with him.
The funniest outcome is now Sydney swooping in and just nabbing.
Hey,
Jake
hey,
Stringer.
no, whoa.
100% the funniest one. Maybe, I don't know, the Roos, they've already got Jack Darling. Why not pair him up with Jakey Stringer? That'd be good.
Another guy. I don't want to boo a guy on my own team, Jim. That's just, no, not happening.
But essentially, so Damien Barrett did come out and say, I have little doubt that the decision to stop the progress in Jake Stringer's acquisition is linked to this issue when it comes
But
to
it is very closely aligned, and it's all happened today, which is very funny.
Now, my big question is, what troubled couple do you think Jake Stringer would dress up as?
That's just
Not even biting at that one.
I don't know about that.
Nope. Leaving that one alone.
Let me think.
I don't know. there's some
I
good
don't want
ones.
to answer that actually.
You could dress up as Spike Lee and Reggie Miller.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
That's
I mean-
that's a tasteful one. Yeah.
He had him and his ex-missus as well.
What about Barry Hall and Scott Thompson?
Oh, Brett
Barry
Staker.
Hall.
Bang.
Brent Staker. That's
Yeah.
who. That's the other one. I was thinking. Brent Staker and Barry Hall.
No, I love the Brent Staker. The Brent Staker joke is the joke that keeps on giving to me.
Oh, not Brent Staker.
But I feel like there's plenty of options that Jakey Stringer could go with. Probably not Nick Hind. Has there been any trades today, says Rahil?
Two.
There have. So we will get to that post-haste because we're going to wrap up what has already happened.
Yep.
Essendon failing the trade period 2. Haha. Yep.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know. Usually they win the offseason.
They've actually gone.
gone so chill.
They've done well because Rose has
Yeah.
taken a bit of a stance, but they've got their early pick out to get back end picks for the academy kid,
Yeah.
which they've actually done some smart business.
Kako.
It's amazing what happens when you finally get rid of Adrian Dodoro.
They've been a bit more chill, and it's sort of
wait.
helping. I think.
They gave Will Setterfield another deal.
Which he definitely deserves.
I honestly don't mind that.
No, I think that's great for Essendon. The one thing. So what has happened?
Yes.
So to hit on what has already happened prior to basically today, Josh battles off to Hawthorn. The Saints get pick 8 as compensation. We already hashed this out in last week's show.
Yeah, these are all last week's ones. for starters.
Perryman goes to Collingwood. The Giants get pick 15 in compensation. I still hate compensation. I think it's the stupidest thing
So
in the
dumb.
world.
So dumb.
If you want a free market, make it a free market. Don't just do this weird half dilly-dallying. Oh, but we basically paid for all their development. It's like you've got
That's
18.
sport.
There's
Exactly.
18 dudes on a footy team. This is just on the field, let alone in your actual club.
40, yeah.
So what are we doing? So, Cumming joins Adelaide. Tom Campbell goes to Melbourne. Himmelberg goes to the Gold Coast.
Elliot
Himberg, yeah.
Elliot Himmelberg. What did I say?
No,
Yeah,
you
you
just said
said
Himmelberg.
Himmelberg.
There's two.
Elliot, yeah,
that's
the
true,
other
that's
one,
true.
not the other one.
Yeah, not Harry.
Not the
Nick,
good one.
Nick
Pretty
Haynes
much.
goes to the Blues. I'm still just sure about that one. Anyway,
I think it'll be all right.
Jack Graham goes to the from the Tigers to West Coast. The Tigers get a round 2 compo pick. And boo! Alex Neil-Bullen goes to the Crom for pick 28, and Jack Darling goes to North for 67. That led us into this week, where we've had a few things.
Bit more
done.
exciting, but still very slow.
The Melbourne Harry Sharp Brisbane deal, which is interesting. And then you're like, wait a minute, this is not interesting at all. It's like, great job, Melbourne. and
Harry
Brisbane.
Sharp will be okay.
Sure. Devin Robertson doesn't appear to be moving either. Is like
Ooh, I
another
actually
weird one
like
from
him,
Brisbane.
yeah.
I
that
love
feels
him.
He's good.
rough for Robertson.
I know, he's good.
He's got a great rig.
But
it's like,
I don't feel bad for him at all. He's got an awesome
But he's
rig.
not playing footy.
Who cares? He's got an awesome rig.
He'll get
He
members.
lives in Queensland.
He'll
He's
bring in
living the
members.
dream. But anyway, is that 2 straight years of Robertson sort of being out there and
It was last year's
Yeah.
maybe. It's like
I think he's a decent
West
player.
Coast
yeah.
have got pick 73. That's the problem. It's pick 73 or I think it's 26, so they just don't have the capital.
So
Give him a future third. Who cares?
No, I agree.
You need players in.
Outside of this, there are other weird picks where trades. So to catch up, we've had pick 20 from Brisbane traded to Richmond in exchange for 32, 42, 43, and 45.
Yeah.
Carlton gave up pick 34 and 66 to the Lions in exchange for a future second round pick and pick 73, which is important because that allowed them to do another trade later on that involved the draft pick, which I'll get to. Hawthorn traded pick 14 to the Blues
Because they got sick of waiting for West Coast.
Yep.
for a future first and second.
West Coast cooked it.
Yep.
Radelaide traded pick 46 to Melbourne for a third rounder, a future third. Then the one that you alluded to, Alex Donnelly, pick 9 from Essendon and a future third from the Bomb Rays to Melbourne in exchange for 28, 40, 46, 54, 65
Lots of
and
points.
a future first round pick.
Yes. Lots of points for the academy pick.
Yes.
That's a big split and it's good.
Good
There's
idea.
A lot going on that one.
Yeah.
D's get another early pick, which they desperately need to get more kids in, and Essendon are banking on the D's and not being good next year. Hoping,
Which is pretty accurate. I think.
Potentially hoping that Gawn hurts himself again and Clary just leaves in summer.
Yep.
Harry Sharp goes from the Lions to the D's for 49 and a future third. And then
A few more play-ons.
there's a couple of other big ones.
Yes.
A couple of other big ones. Do you want to do West Coast Blues first?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Why not?
Some are calling this the Matt Owies trade.
I'm calling this the dumbest trade
This
ever.
is so dumb.
Many are calling the Great Carlton Robbery.
Yes. Yes.
The Great Carlton Robbery of 2024.
Is heist is crimes? Heist is crimes? Heist is crimes! Who's seen Chappie? That is, look,
What?
Neil Blomkamp, stats boy, get cultured. Jeez.
yeah.
You don't understand a word of
Nah,
what I'm saying.
I know.
So Chappie
Neil?
is, Neil Blomkamp is a
I know Neil
filmmaker.
Yep.
He is the one who did District 9,
Okay.
The
I've
prawns.
heard of that actually.
South African.
Yeah.
He also did Elysium starring Matt Damon. But Chappie is about a robot. And
Oh,
Heist is crimes. It's a great
think
line.
I know what you're
anyway.
talking about
It's
now.
got like Diane Edward in it as well. Yeah, it's a great movie.
There you go.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
that
watch
great.
it.
I
I'll watch it
enjoyed
tonight.
Liam Baker goes to the West Coast Eagles finally, as does beloved Carlton small forward Matt Owies,
Beloved, that they kicked him out. Yep.
as does pick 12 and pick 73. Richmond received pick 14. Carlton received pick number 3.
What? You can't. That can't
Pick
be.
number 63 and 68.
Pick 3 for Matt Owies. Oh, get stuffed. How have they swindled that one?
I don't know, we're just really
They were going
smart.
to get rid of Matt Owies. Oh. The last time pick 3 went between West Coast and Carlton, it involved Juddy. That shows Matt Owies, Juddy, 2 goats. I don't know.
I don't know about you, but I love this.
Of course you do. You're going for
Carlton
Carlton.
fans are doing
I know.
backflips. This is the greatest deal ever. You have moved a guy that you were getting rid of
Yeah.
and got pick 3.
Pick 3. And in one of the best drafts in modern era,
For
apparently.
2 first rounders, for 12 and 14.
You've got pick 3.
Yeah, we gave up 2 firsts. There's also a future first. There's also like other considerations out there.
He was out of contract, West Coast. You could have picked him up in the draft for nothing. Liam Baker was also out of contract.
There's petitions
You
already.
need to get good quality kids in, and you've gone from pick 3 to pick 12, you absolute morons. You deserve to be pathetic for the next decade.
Nah, I love it.
They got
West Coast.
superstars,
I think
Liam
it's-
Baker and
I
Matt
think it's
Owies now.
awesome.
Harley Reid deserves to leave to Essendon.
North, yeah.
That'll be fine. North will take him. No, they don't need him.
There's already
Yeah,
petition-
they don't need him, as you said.
No, we
The
don't.
thing is, Carlton, in the flattest draft in years, like it's a strange one to trade up in. But pick 3 also means that I'm suddenly really invested in the draft.
No, apparently it's supposed to be one of the best drafts.
It is. That's what he
It
meant.
is, but
He
it's
said
the
fat.
flattest.
What do you mean by that?
So basically, the
You
difference
can't
between
stuff it.
The difference between
Oh,
pick
okay.
1 and pick
It's,
12.
it's not like last year with Harley.
All right, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
There's no like the standouts are the standouts. We already have father sons
I thought you
coming out
meant
the
flat,
wazoo.
as in
So
like,
no,
no,
there's like
No, I got it, I
there's
got it.
like 5 guns to
There's
start
no
with.
there's no giant.
There's like
tiered
what is
top.
it? Ashcroft, Smith, Langford, and a couple of others, plus that Essendon
Smiley.
kid. Yeah, Smiley. That's
There's
the one.
plenty in there. Anyway, so that's fun. Good job, West Coast. Thank
I
you.
just don't understand
There's
this from a
petitions,
West Coast
yeah.
point of view. And then I heard Don Pike come out and go, "Oh, well, we just wanted to do good business and do right by them." Be a bit cutthroat, you cowards.
That's
love
huge. And there's already petitions against to get rid of the West Coast list manager
Yeah, got
already.
like 53 signatures.
Yeah. No, I reckon it'll be up to a few more now.
Fitz says Baker was poached by West Coast Eagles, so they had on his request to look after Richmond with the first
He was
rounder.
out of contract. They could have picked him up in the preseason draft if Baker was like, nah, man, I ain't coming back. There's no need to honour it. They had the second pick.
Flip side, there's also the talk of West Coast going, well, this is great because when we get Chad Warner next year, this is going to be really
Chad
easy.
Warner's a Fremantle. It was a Fremantle fan. He's not going to go to West Coast. It's the same with Baker
Instead
going
of
across.
MSM, they're not going to pick him.
Emery said I would have been happy if Carlton threw in Jim as well. Jim,
Tropical Jim.
Jim
and
to
Perth.
West
Why
Coast.
go to West Coast? I don't want to go to Perth. It's really far away.
I could see you cutting it up.
Too many South Africans. Anyway. Lol's Cow Production says, hey, I missed you, blokes.
welcome back,
They're
mate.
building a team around Reed. I like that.
Building a team around Jim
If I
next
had
year.
been thrown in and like sent to Perth,
What position would you play for West Coast?
Left, right, out.
It's actually not
Water boy.
not too bad of a deal for your mate Jim. If I suddenly I'm making Carlton better, if I have to live in Perth, that's a sacrifice I'm happy to make. Blues, I got you.
Imagine when it just comes up on the screen. Jim has been
Right.
traded.
Jaymz Clements is on his way to West Coast. Everyone's like, who? What? Sure. Then
A few more trades.
the two best words. Century Tires. No. I've heard that so many times the last 2 weeks. Century Tires Trade Radio.
No free plugs, Jim.
No, what is it?
Mega deal. Yes.
We got the mega deal. It finally happened after Port Adelaide threw their toys out of the cot and then came running back and went, wait, can we get those toys back? Come here. Then got basically the same toys back and it was like,
Pick 50.
what are you idiots doing?
Pick 50.
And that's exactly what happened. Because Dan Houston is now a Magpie.
Which
So-
is crazy. That is nuts.
Pies get Dan Houston and pick 58. Gold Coast get the weapon, John Noble.
The weapon.
They also get pick 39.
Gold Coast are flag favourites.
Pick 39,
No.
as well as 225 future firsts. There is your key there for the Gold Coast. I love that. Port Adelaide Power, they get Jack Lukosius, Joey Richards, Rory Atkins, as well as picks 13, 29, 36, and 50.
I
Gentlemen.
don't mind this for Port.
Gentlemen, grade this for Port Adelaide.
Out of 10,
Or are we going A, B, C?
ABCs.
D,
F.
A,
F.
B,
Oh,
C.
I was going to go B or C. I think Jack Lukosius is a player they need. Someone that is going to be their number one forward. Joe Richards is going to...
Jack Lukosius,
other than
the bloke that ended the season in the VFL.
I
That
reckon
Jack Lukosius?
He's going to have a good year for him. Joe Richards is going to turn into a gun. Rory Atkins, Lots of good picks. I don't mind it.
There was one. They've
29.
got one good pick for Dan
I'm
Houston.
saying C. I reckon a C.
It's an F. It's an absolute F.
Jack Lukosius is going to be good, mate.
At the start of the trade period, Port Adelaide, 2 first-rounders for Dan Houston. He's got a long contract left. He's a 2-time All-Australian. And they get pick 13.
Look how
And they
serious
have
he
to
got.
give up a future
You're so
first.
serious
It's not
today.
even your team.
I hope Ken gets fired into the sun to this. It's going to be hilarious. Poor Power Prawn Star in the comments is just...
He wasn't happy, to be fair.
He's throwing up blood at the moment. He's that angry.
He's throwing up
West Coast think the wooden spoon is the premiership, says Rahil. Tigers offered him a big contract and captaincy. He declined and bought a $2.2 million house in WA
He
7
did do
months
that.
ago.
Liam
That was
Baker,
Liam
yeah.
Baker, yeah.
It's Fitz, Liam Baker.
Again, could have walked to the draft and got him for free.
2.2 mil. Geez, what do you buy?
I didn't know you were
Brunswick?
that up and about on the
Crazy.
draft. He's excited.
It's got a lot brighter.
I hate people doing dumb business.
Fair enough.
Those picks will slide, and we gave a first to Gold Coast next year.
There you go.
I hate it for Port. Exactly as Alex said, like you go into this going, I want 2 picks for Dan Houston, 2-time All-Australian backman, 3-time?
2-time. 2 in a row. 2 in a row?
Absolute legend, awesome gun. We're going to stay fast. Actually, we really want Jack Lukosius and one pick.
But the thing is, you've given up a future first, which was always sort of the deal with Jack Lukosius.
Yep.
But then you've only got pick 13 for Dan Houston, which we'll get to the Daniel Rioli trade later.
Yep.
Which one of these, like you flip those trades, you're like, oh yeah, they kind of make sense. But at this side of it, it's like, no.
It stinks to high heaven if I'm Port, basically.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't mind.
Collingwood are
appreciate-
high fiving. They're doing backflips. They're like, it's great.
Collingwood are like,
are the
they're
best
like,
in
we've
this.
got no young dudes anyway. Who cares? We're all in. Like, let's roll.
Collingwood win the flag in 25 or 26, and then they're
Port-
cooked.
And they're cooked, yeah.
Port just get one more vague F-ish, like kind of
I-
forward man, and you're like, all right. Whereas
Lukosius could still be a very good player.
the Suns,
Nah.
I love it for the Suns.
Same as Joe Richards.
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
Well, they get to load up because apparently they've got a bunch of academy guns coming through
100%,
next year.
which we'll get to in a second when we talk some of the other deals.
Oh, that's a very good point.
On the upside, Kane Corns lost his S.
Yeah.
Says Rhombus.
He
100%.
also just gave Ivan Soldo a spray on trade
He
radio.
did. I saw that as well
Yeah.
pop up. Stats guy can kick a footy better than Logan McDonald, said Lolscow.
Yeah,
I mean,
very true.
Stats boy's got a bit of a leg on him. Just saying.
Yeah.
Go watch
I'm
that
not
one.
as good as Jim. 2 kicks to the G. He can kick 2 Ks apparently. But
Yeah, booming left leg over here. Just saying.
definitely better than Logan McDonald.
Check sides, Banunus. Off we go.
Who knows?
Yeah, haven't you heard of Eeples and Baninis? Come on, Stats boy.
Nah.
You have 0 small children, obviously.
He is a small child
I
himself.
listen to
How did you know?
way too many wiggles. All right,
Yeah.
there's a good one from Johnny Zodiac. Will the Dogs walk Bailey Smith to the draft?
They'll cave. They will cave in
I
the
reckon
last
they'll
5
cave,
minutes.
yeah.
They
So
will,
it is currently
They've been
6:02
so
p.m.
stubborn.
That will go through at 7:28 p.m.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
No,
them,
you can put the papers
at
in
7:30, and then we won't find out until about 7:45.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll find out. But it's just like, they'll cave because they're like, we need
Tom
to get
Clark
something.
says Oliver to the Cats for a second rounder. Sure.
Honestly, could randomly
Yeah.
happen because Geelong always find a way.
And did the Swans win? Well, no, we didn't. The Gals have lost 3 on the bounce now, so no. But
G'day, boys. Long time no chat. Thanks for jumping on.
Matt Scott Malcolm. Shouldn't Swans
Swans-
go for Matt Kennedy?
the
Well, the
Swans,
Dogs are going for
the
Matt Kennedy,
Swans already
apparently.
have enough, 6 foot tall, beefy boys in their team.
Yeah, I
So
don't
we've
think you
got
need Matt
2 more
Kennedy.
actual trades that have happened to get to, and then we've basically got. I think it was laid out by a good friend of ours, and it hasn't been on a live stream, but it's been on the Supercoach show with you and me, Stats Boy.
Yes.
Tim Mitchell.
Yes.
Who pointed out there's like 8 sort of myriad trades. 5 include the Dogs.
Yeah.
And they're just
'Cause everyone's
like
like,
dragging their heels, going, I don't want to do anything. It's like the 5-year-old.
been I just
saw a
the
video of them-
5-year-old squid who just loses. I don't want to go to bed. And just like loses it. And you have to drag
There's
him.
10 people sitting in an office right now. I don't know what they're all doing.
Aren't they all just like hanging out at Marvel throwing things at
Yeah,
each
they
other?
are.
Yeah.
They're
They're
actually
playing the golf thing.
Yeah, they've just got like some papers that they throw to each other. It's great.
Hey-oh.
Lols Cow, the Parker deal has not gotten done
No.
yet because North are offering pick 62, and this one's like, no.
We want higher than
just
62.
give him to
Just
us. Give him to us.
what do you
For
know? Right,
62.
the other 2 big deals before we get to the mooted other things, we have the ones that popped off today. Oh boy. Should we go? Let's go Freo, shall we?
Yep.
Sure.
Fremantle gets Shea Bolton, pick 14 and a future 3rd. Richmond receive pick 10, 11 and 18. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Richmond are absolutely loading up.
They are.
Yeah.
They're going to have all the picks. I love
8
it.
of the top 24 they're going
No
for.
one else should basically rock up to the draft apart from Richmond. We are doing a live stream for the draft as well, BT Dubs, I decided, as I saw the date.
What date is it?
It's the 20th of November.
I'm actually away.
No one cares. It's fine.
I do.
What
The
day of the
Swans
week is
aren't
that?
going to be drafting top 3, so really,
Yeah.
don't care. 2nd and Furphy for Oliver. How many tins?
Yeah.
I like that.
Swans
we
have
missed
a
a
big,
couple.
did the Swans win? The Swans have a big academy year coming next year. Yep. Not so much activity. That's why.
Sleeping on Saints war chest. I don't. Oh, for McRae.
Brody Kemp.
If
Yeah,
I
Ken-
was St Kilda, I would have tried to trade up for pick 2. I would have gone to North and like, here's 8 and 9.
Yeah. But they don't have. Did they have enough to?
Maybe.
8 and 9.
Maybe,
So
yeah.
Freo getting Shea Bolton. They get the deal done.
Yep.
They get pick 14 in return.
Don't mind it.
And if it feels like one of those, okay, we knew we were going to have to pay through the nose to get Shea Bolton.
Yep.
We have paid through the nose to get Shea Bolton.
Yeah.
But we've also gotten pick 14 in return. So like losing 10, 11, and 18 doesn't hurt as much. I love it. I
think
it
it's a
for the
good trade.
Dockers.
Yeah, Richmond
I
need to
love
get
it for
picks.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Like Richmond have just gone burning it all down. Mate.
Shea Bolton, I think, has had an overrated career, but he's a downhill skier that will rally. Will go really well.
Have you seen
at Freo.
his stats in his last 5 games at Optus Stadium?
Like he's killed it.
Oh, it's insane. I'll find
yeah,
it
get
for
him
you.
up.
It is ridiculous.
But yeah, I think he's going to thrive at Freo because he'll get a lot more of the ball. They're going to be a good team next year as well. So good trade.
So his last 5 games at Optus, he averages 25 disposals and 2.5 goals a game.
Ooh,
you
nice.
go.
Like it.
Then the other one for Richmond.
Yep.
Dan Riola gets his wish and ends up at the Gold Coast,
With Dimmer.
along with pick 51, 60, and 70. So Gold Coast can use those for their draft points for academy
Yeah.
dudes, which is kind of nice.
This is the last year you
Smart-
can
smart
use
play.
picks in the 60s and 70s for academy too.
Yep.
Smart play.
And then boom, Richmond get pick 6 and 23.
This is honestly, Richmond, what are you doing? I mean, sorry, Gold Coast, what are you doing? Richmond just like this rules.
What are the,
Daniel Rowley, never been an All-Australian.
I think he's a
What-
decent player, though.
Didn't he just win their best and
Yeah,
fairest?
yeah.
They
but
won 2 games, Jim.
He
You could
wouldn't
have
have-
finished
he wouldn't
third
have
by
been in
turning
there.
I'm
up.
pretty sure I did come
Yeah.
third.
So, yeah. Oh, he's won a best and fairest.
he's
in their
very crap
worst
best
year
and fair. We already
ever.
talked about, but he's a good player.
He's
a good
not
player.
worth pick 6 in
No.
any realm of possibility. But
I
Gold
agree.
Coast also just don't care about draft picks.
They
So
don't.
any
Because,
other club would be
again,
like,
if you want other academy dudes, they're still again loaded for bear with their
Yeah.
academy, which is fantastic.
Does
I
he
think-
help
giving
them
up-
get better? Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
he
he
gets,
does.
he makes them better. I think the thing is, and this has been thrown around all day today, like you have to make finals and
Yeah.
win a final and
Yeah.
be a actual real grown footy team now.
Yeah.
Like,
Real
this is
grown
that-
footy team.
well, I'm a real boy kind
Well,
of
they're still
vibe,
not
right?
that
Like
yet.
him.
That they have
Until
to be,
they
like-
make finals, yeah.
So they'll be second year of Dimmer. They'll have a couple more veterans floating around. They've just got dudes now where you're like, right, put up or shut up
Yeah.
and win a final. Like,
yeah.
there's no more excuses at this point. It's like I said this today on the NFL Australia stuff of like Aaron Rodgers, you've gotten your coach fired, you've gotten your best mate traded for. Like it's all on you now. This is basically Dimmer just going, well, mate, reshaping the club in my idea. It's like, well, bloody make the finals and win a game, would you?
So
Anyway.
Lolscow said, chances that the Swans keep Parker, I think none. It'll get done. And then Malcolm was like, yeah, I'd love to keep Parker so he can reach his 300th. He's still in our best 22. I mean,
I think he's gone.
off the last quarter of footy the Swans played, he's probably their best player.
Yeah.
Anyone expect to see pick swaps in the window after this period in the national draft? I absolutely think that'll happen once we see some of these trades go through. I see someone like the Swans with 19 and 22.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going to try and get the next year's draft with one of those picks.
Sure.
Jez has gone, where's the North Scarf? I forgot it.
Jez.
I need to get that North Scarf in there.
And Jez actually then goes on to say, Gold Coast are better off with a player that wants to be there and there's ready to go.
Yeah.
Knows the system
I like
rather
that.
than risking a high draft pick on a kid
Yeah.
who might leave in 3s, which is exactly right.
That is
that's
spot
kind
on,
of
Jez,
why
yeah.
I look at that and go, pick 6. It doesn't help you probably win a final next year.
No.
He plays well in Dimmer's system as well.
Rioli knows what he's
They've
doing.
got
What do
two
they-
good
what do
running
they need?
halfbacks.
Exactly. What do they need out of that, like, I don't know, that back half? They need structure and they need
run and good use of the footy.
IQ. Like, that's what they need.
And
I
they've
feel
got,
like Adrian's comment is for you as well, because I feel like you sing along to things like that.
Every time I hear Stats Boy, for some reason, I get the Scatman song in my head.
I'm the
Are
scat
they
man.
actually in our office?
yeah.
I think Adrian might be in our office because I literally sing that. I'm the Stats Man. Power Prawn Star says, lads, have Richmond now jumped West Coast in their rebuilds?
Yes.
No, because they
Yes.
don't have a Harley Reid yet.
Don't care.
I
They're every chance of getting 3 Harley Reids.
Oh, that's a big call.
But the thing is,
They've got 8 picks.
when you've
Yeah,
got
they
8
should
picks
get-
in the top,
They should get at least 2 guns out
You
of that.
should-
yeah.
like-
They're what? 1, 6, 10, 11, 18, 20, 23.
Not bad.
you got to hit on half of those.
You
in
got
the
to hit
last
on
round.
3 of them in your sweep.
No, yeah, just 2 or 3 and you're good.
Like this
The
could
thing
be
is-
their roughhead buddy Lewis.
It could be, but at
maybe.
the same time, it could be like
We don't know.
if you look at
exactly.
remember the Dusty draft as well. Like they got the photos of that, and it's like Dusty. There's like one other dude, and you're like, there's like 5 dudes in that picture, and you're like, oh yeah, there's Renton Reynolds is in that photo and stuff. You're like, oh, it's a bit of a tough one. I'm the Stats Man. Anyway, that's good comments over here.
Great comments.
I like the Dan Rioli pick up for Gold Coast. They needed to do something like this.
I think it's good,
It's
but
fine.
you've given up so
I
much
don't
for
th-
Dan Rioli.
It's pick 6. It's fine. We'll live.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, to the stuff that could happen.
Can I
So
just say
there's-
before we start that Leo, social guy Leo behind the cameras just said Stringer deal could be back on. So
We're back, baby.
Funniest
So-
outcomes.
we need to have a look into that as
They
well.
asked him what would he come as, like to that party. He's like, I would dress up respectfully and not do anything wrong. And they're like, you're hired.
And then he just does something wrong as soon as he gets hired.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Then
There's still a slight pulse,
Then he's
28
just got his
seconds.
willy out. Oh, that's
So-
like, come on.
like you'll get in a fight at Dick's Hotel in Balmain or something.
Cal Toomey said one thing, and then Riley Beveridge has gone. Yep, there's still a pulse there.
Yeah, because Essendon are like, God damn it, can you
Can you
please
please
take
take
him? Like, seriously. Zane, what's your take on the reports the Stringer deal has fallen through? Well, hilarious if it has fallen through because GWS players acted like morons
Either
to
way,
not
it's
get
hilarious.
another moron.
Yeah.
We didn't really even hit on it when we talked about this GWS stuff. But how dumb do you have to be in today's environment
Yep.
to go, this, even if it's just amongst us, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I said
how
before,
is no one
yeah.
in the group being like,
How is everybody so stupid?
Like Toby Green apparently off the field is a smart guy, and like that's why I wasn't that. Obviously, he shouldn't have got fined that much, I think, but he's gotten a fine. He could have just said, "Guys, I'm the skipper of this. Maybe we should stop. Like, maybe we shouldn't do this here. Maybe just do it in Bali or something."
Toby didn't sleep for 2 days because the kid was up with it. Probably had the runs or something. He's like, it'll be fine.
That was
It
oddly
just,
specific.
like, even if you are at a pub in a private function,
Just don't do something
just
like that.
why? Like, why do you think it's?
Why do you
like,
have
how
to dress?
dumb do you have to be to think it's funny?
But also,
Like,
why do you have to dress up? Why can't you do what most other clubs do and just go sing tins?
yeah,
No,
just
they dress up. Dress up's
hang
fine.
on a boat.
Dress
was-
up-
there's
Geelong always have like.
Yeah, but Geelong planned it out. It's it's Geelong. It's fun. We'll just go do it. It's
I like
great.
this. Jazz points out Stringer would go as the full Monty with a package covering his
Covering
package
his-
because he is the full package.
Here's the package.
He's the package. Power Prawn Star says might have to chuck Merritt in to get the Stringer off the books.
Too many dudes in that midfield.
Merits. That would be wild.
I like that.
Essendon fans would start right.
Right, the other rumours. My favourite one was probably Braden Maynard to North.
That was great.
I really hope
that got
that's-
Stats Boy so triggered on the weekend. It was
So,
amazing.
as a question to everyone that's in the comments right now, if Braden Maynard joined your team, you get a free pass to change
No,
teams.
I would never change.
Would you
teams.
do it?
No.
If you hire a war criminal, you can change teams.
It's my joke.
I know.
I don't have to go and like
I
support
literally
him.
wrote that joke to
It was like
him
when
as well.
Taron Thomas was still playing for North.
In
I
the
didn't
group
cheer for
chat,
him.
I said that joke.
Yeah.
And he just read it out.
You know how many times that's happened?
It's weird.
There's a lot of things that get stolen
just weird.
in this show. Lots of things get stolen from me.
But if your team does hire a war criminal, you are well within your rights
Well,
to go, no,
I would
out.
never
Peace.
change, but I wouldn't be supporting
If
him.
Carlton traded for Brandon Maynard, I'd be like,
There's only 2 players I don't want in the whole league, probably.
I'm like,
Jake Stringer.
Stringer and Maynard.
I'd be like, hang on a second, when does Tassie join the league?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, Tassie.
I'd be a pure VFL guy. Southport Sharks.
Wait, so you guys are saying if Maynard joined your team, you would change team?
Jeez, Jim really
I
loves
would-
the
I don't know.
Suns, doesn't
I
he?
reckon that is the biggest lie.
I wouldn't actively support the Swans anymore if Braden Maynard joined the
Oh,
Swans.
crap.
It is gross.
Well, then
It
you're not
is
a real
gross.
supporter.
Wolves, dude.
Jess.
Jez has said.
Yes, or if they let me fight Maynard, I'd consider staying. This goes
Like,
back to
Maynard's
my
a big
idea
boy.
of how every AFL player should get to fight a fan each
So
year.
Jack Darling
One.
is going to get to fight Stats
No,
Guy
I
because
don't
of
mind Jack
his
Darling.
resistance.
No, only if Stats Boy calls out Jack Darling publicly and Jack Darling decides to then go, okay,
I already did that.
I will fight that small fella.
Jack Darling is like one of the biggest guys in the AFL. I'm
Lindsay
good.
Graham came to Port and I was like, no, the Duck and Flog still love the pair.
Who the hell's
Power
Lindsay
Force,
Graham?
Let's have a look at his stats.
Lindsay Thomas?
No, he didn't join Port, did he?
Yeah, he
Lindsay
did
Thomas?
actually.
Oh.
Lindsay
Anyway,
Thomas. Maybe he's thinking Lindsay
What's
Thomas.
this thing about Port fans not being happy about Rory Atkins? What did he do when he was at Adelaide? I need to know.
No, he played for Adelaide, I guess.
Did the Swans win? Points out, wouldn't have to change teams. Swans have a no D-head policy.
Fair.
So did Geelong, apparently.
Yeah, but they've got
But then they've got
Stengel.
Stengel.
Taylor Adams is like, hello. I didn't get to play. I'm calling out Maynard here and now, says Giles.
I'm going to do a live stream, Jez versus Maynard.
To be honest, I reckon I back
I've never
Jez.
seen Jez, but I'm backing
Jez.
Jez.
Will probably take it. Right, the other ones, obviously, Bailey Smith to Geelong. So we've hit on this a couple of times. We hit on it last week and last week's actual show.
They're just being weird about it.
The Dogs are just being weird.
No, they're not being weird. They're posturing.
Yeah.
I think they're well within their rights to posture as much as they have because it feels so gross and underhanded that Geelong...
That a young
the way,
star,
The
yeah.
way that Geelong
Yeah.
have gone about this of like tickling the undercarriage via cotton on.
I was waiting for how you were going to say that.
The way... I thought I handled that quite well.
It was great. It was
Thanks for shining a light on the stats. I do appreciate that. Anyway, but the way the Geelong have gone about this is just a bit gross.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Dogs are like making them pay as much as they can. I think they're well within their rights to
Fair
do
enough,
that.
yeah.
The problem is with the Dogs,
He's
the
out of contract.
The stupid Jack McRae thing is just getting dumb.
Caleb Daniel.
Caleb
Caleb
Daniel's getting
Daniel one's
dumb.
getting
Oh,
stupid.
I know.
And like now Carlton are like Matt Kennedy maybe, and they're like they're just basically in what is it like George R.R. Martin who wrote Game of Thrones. You know?
Okay.
A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
His entire thing is like he hasn't written the next book for 1 million years because he's just like he's got a Marinese knot, which is like a Gordian knot, which is like you don't know how to get out of a bind. And he's got himself in a Marinese knot. I feel like the Dogs are twisting themselves into a Gordian knot here as well. See how
What
I
a
tied-
reference.
See how I tied that all together?
How the
Yeah,
hell
done
did you
well.
do that?
That's what I get paid the big bucks.
Best you've tied a thing
20
together.
bucks today. Done. All right. But so Bailey Smith to Geelong, still up in the air.
I've enjoyed
Tom
how West.
Barrass to Hawthorn, Jack McRae to St Kilda, Luke Parker to North, Caleb Daniel to North, Memberberry. He might be going to Collingwood.
Possibly.
Probably not though. Matt Kennedy was basically out there floating around. Anybody could sort of kick the tires on Matt Kennedy. Now the Dogs have put
I
up
thought
their
he would have
hand.
been a good pickup for West Coast.
Like, Dogs don't need him at all, right? Dogs already have a good
Dogs
midfield.
getting rid of Jack McRae,
Yeah.
bringing in Matt Kennedy. Like,
So random.
what?
Would they have to play Matt Kennedy like half forward? I don't know.
And then outside of that, the string of the GWS thing being there and then being not there is just the gift that keeps on giving now. So
There's some good comments coming through here.
Tom Clark, I'm so confused. Tom Clark being easily confused comes as zero.
He's a
surprise.
St Kilda fan. That's just,
Guarantee someone's going to clip Jim's undercarriage quote and take it entirely out of context. I think it was perfectly in
I
context.
think he actually did it okay for once.
At Josh, yep. George R. R. Martin's most recent excuse was because fascism, says Rhombus. I think his beard is fascism. Anyway, Dog's not accepting 47 McRae. Does it get done and what gets it done?
47 should get it done because it's a dude that's still on a fat contract for the
That's
next
it.
few years.
Yeah, I reckon that's fine.
He's
He's not even
clearly
playing.
not in their best 23 anymore.
2.5 mil left on
Yeah.
that contract, basically. And it makes zero sense for them to keep him around. So,
Yeah.
Something Game of Thrones.
something Game of Thrones. That's it.
Did Adam Cooney fill in for Port's list manager when the Houston Mega Trade was done yesterday? Yeah, nah. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Maybe.
also got a packet of burger rings thrown in. So this is great.
Yeah, didn't propose.
Great
yet.
job, Cooney. So I guess Bailey Smith to Geelong at the moment, with him being uncontracted, he could walk to the draft, which would be hilarious.
Yeah,
Barras to Hawthorn.
that's a big one.
Dead in the water. How's it feeling? We've got social boy Leo off there off camera. He does have a microphone, however. Leo, Barras, does he make it there?
I think you'll make it there.
Why?
Because these deals just get done, Jim. They just get done.
They just get done late. Yeah, I'll agree
Someone
with
will
you.
ban. There's been no movement on it. I've just seen.
It
but
feels like.
something will happen.
What's
Does
it
it
gonna
feel
cost?
like one deal like triggers the everything going? It's like at
Oh,
the
someone
moment,
else is gone,
it's like
yeah.
Mr. Burns' all the diseases are just trying to get through the door at the same time. It's one gets through and then they all get through.
Chaz Mate Training says, just want your say, lads. I'm a Swans fan and I don't want Parker to leave. What's your opinion? I think you found, and this is obviously Alex's domain, but I feel like the Swans found this year they kind of don't need
Yeah, they don't need him as
Luke
much
Parker
because
as
you're getting
much
Yeah,
as
so
they probably
goals from
might have thought.
midfield as well.
Well, getting goals from midfield, obviously, a player like Luke Parker is super important, but was shown that he wasn't playing as much midfield time. He was chipping in as a forward. He was then used as a tagging forward almost. Great in the grand final, but he's on a lot of money. The Swans do need some salary cap space because Chad Warner's out of contract.
Yeah.
If this is getting Luke Parker $2.4 million over the next 3 years and he can basically set up the rest of his life with his wife because he is from Victoria originally, go get the bag, Luke. You've been a great servant to the club.
That's a good way to look at it. Yep.
As a Swans fan, Luke Parker is like the one dude you never thought you'd see in another team's kit.
Fair.
Hang on, no one mentioned burger rings. That's fine. Very good. Thank you, Power Prawn Star.
No, everyone has those type of players.
Yeah.
And it
This
hurts.
is like Jude Bolton of the previous
you know,
generation
for
for the
North,
Swans.
it was Goldie for me.
Oh, yeah,
Goldie, I thought we would never ever get rid of, and that kills me to see him in an Essendon jersey.
that would have been like Mark Murphy, maybe.
Cruz.
Yeah, I was going to say
Cruz,
Cruz was
yeah.
the next one.
But the thing is, Cruz was like this untapped potential for so much of his career.
I know, he was
Murphy
a
ended up as a captain in the worst period in
Yeah.
Carlton's history, basically. It's more, I think, from that having that homegrown sort of dude. It's like Weed is similar to that sort of thing, but Bryce Gibbs leaving, that always sort of
That was always on.
Gibbs, yeah.
always
They
felt
are-
sort
that
of
was-
weird, but it was South Australian anyway.
That's a
It was
very
kinda whatever.
famous trade period thing. Every year it was Bryce Gibbs
Bryce
Adelaide,
Gibbs,
Bryce
yeah.
Gibbs Adelaide, and it never happened.
It's like the old Julian Draxler to Arsenal every year.
Yes.
Does Stringer go to the draft if nothing happens?
No,
says
because he's
Jez.
got a contract. He hit a trigger for a 1 year extension
So
on
he's actually
400 grand.
He's
Yeah.
literally contracted with Essendon.
Bottomers are like, oh, we got to keep him.
Yeah,
Parker should do what's best for him, says Bob is your dad.
agreed.
I like that name.
He will
Chappie
also-
for the Cats. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. Oh, when he went to Essendon.
When he went to Essendon for that weird one.
I would have
That
said
was
like
weird,
I would have said
actually.
like Lenny Hayes
Goddard-
for St Kilda.
Goddard to Essendon as well.
Lenny Hayes more a heart and soul guy.
Yeah, fair.
Didn't Goddard end up as a captain of Essendon as well?
Yeah, when he
No,
was.
it wasn't Lenny.
No. Lenny Hayes never left.
No, I mean he was captain, not Goddard.
Parker going is similar for mine to seeing Hannes and Melcheski in different jumpers.
This is a good little segment. actually.
Hanbury's body was cooked.
This is Hakeem Olajuwon on the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, that's ugly.
That's what it is.
What the hell
It's
is that?
Patrick Ewing on the Seattle Supersonics.
Okay.
NBA.
It's Shaq on the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Shaq on
Gavin
the ball.
Wanganeen
That even
leaving the
annoys
Bombers.
me.
Gavin Wanganeen being leaving the Bombers was leaving the Bombers was a dark day. That was a weird one because Wanganeen won a Brownlow
Yeah, 93.
and like won a flag with the Bombers and then ends up at Port and it like wins another flag.
Yeah,
at
he won a
the-
flag.
in full.
Yep. Yep.
But
Was he from Adelaide?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like Wanganeen being so like central to the Bombers of that period was crazy.
And now he's almost remembered as a Port player
Yeah.
because he was a foundation guy.
Another one was Gazza. Obviously, Gary Ablett. Like if
Gary
you're
to the Suns was wild.
If you want to hear that, Liam Pickering did a spot on Trade Radio during the week.
Oh, yeah?
And he broke, because he was obviously Buddy's manager as well. So he broke down when Buddy went to the Swans, all of that.
That was pretty weird.
Went deeper into that, it was a really good story. But he also talked about the Gaz one and how much he was out of contract and they were paying him mad unders. And it was like, Gold Coast like,
We'll pay you
1.5.
Yeah, 1 million.
And they're like,
And a house on the Gold Coast.
sold.
Sean Boo going to Hawthorn Tragics as power prawn star.
And now he's remembered as a Hawk, not a power.
Gazza Jr.
True.
though, like I think because he wins
Yeah.
the flag with the Cats.
2? Did he win 2?
I mean,
Yeah, he came back and won the other one.
I think he won 2 and then he left. He missed the third one.
Yeah,
'Cause-
okay.
Yeah.
but if you've won a flag, I don't. It's like
It's okay.
hard.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Robbins points out Wanganeen was a Port Magpies
Yeah,
player before he was
thank you.
drafted. It's anything new on Denver
Yeah,
Robinson.
Gaz got 1.5 mil a house, and
Yeah.
Bobby's your
And a
dad.
jet
And a jet
ski.
ski.
Bob is your
Dad
dad
gets
knows
it.
Jim.
And a jet ski.
We got jet skis. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, but I think if you won a flag and then you go somewhere else, it doesn't hurt as much. If you are a homegrown player, you go somewhere else and then win a flag, that's a kick in the guts.
Yeah.
That's all-time stuff. So Parker probably, like, it's fine. It
It's-
feels
it's-
weird, but it doesn't hurt.
It'd be worse if it was maybe like a Callum Mills or a Heaney. You're
Plugger
like, oh.
to Sydney was massive. That's right.
That's one I
Jez.
haven't put in, actually.
That's
yeah.
what I told-
Yeah.
I told-
Again,
forgot
still
about that.
didn't win a flag. So.
Yeah, but
That's a wild.
kicked a billion-ty
Modra to
goals.
Freo, that's a great one. Modra to anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
that was great.
We're getting into the
But also
big trades.
Plugger coming to Sydney
go.
for me as a kid. He was my
Johnny Zodiac points out his third was the final game and lost to Richmond.
yeah. Like Plugger was a hero to me growing up. So him moving to Sydney was he was the first person like that I got interested watching
to
footy
watch
about
footy, yeah, that's
when he
sick.
came across in 95, 96.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You weren't alive.
No.
Had dinner at my house one night, ate 2 chickens. Seriously.
That is awesome. I think we've heard that one on this show as
We've
well.
definitely
but,
had that
But
on
I do like
Two
that.
Hey, do you
chickens.
want to hear my Pizza Hut story? Right. Tom Morrison came out and said, like, GWS getting cold feet on Stringer's link to the Wacky Wednesday thing. He does point out that Josh Kelly and Stephen Caniglio were not at the player-only function.
Well, they'll be like, phew.
Stephen Caniglio was at home with Nonna.
But
Maybe.
GWS and Essendon are back talking, he says, so off we go. We are back on,
Interesting.
possibly.
Hall
Hawk got
leaving.
fleeced in the Houston trade, says Aiden Hodgkinson.
Yeah.
We've sort of hit on that. Yeah, didn't
Different
sit right.
circumstances, but Hall leaving the Swans broke me. Like he was massive in the 2005 grand final, but he started punching everyone.
Wanganeen.
I'm all for
There was
that.
also about Wanganeen's juniors, but we just missed it. Too young for the Kappa years, Alex.
Yeah,
Love the
I was
Kappa
born in
years.
91, so like 95 is my first memory. So like Plugger kicking 16 against Fitzroy is my first
Nice.
Do you think the Swans will conquer the grand final hoodoo anytime soon without major changes, that is?
memory. Change the coach.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
I'm still
I
on
forgot
board.
you're on board with that.
I'm on board.
It's a big call.
So Power Prawn Star's gone to point out that,
Gavin Wanganeen.
Wanganeen played 5 minutes from his house when he was
Yeah.
a kid.
So,
You were going to read that out? He was gonna-
Jez is desperate to get rid of Jake Stringer.
So he should be. I once saw Trent Henschel eat a kilo of fried rice after training.
A kilo. I respect that.
That
Akin of
is
the
a
Bull-
lot of fried rice. I'll pay
Akin of
that.
the Bulldogs
That was
is
a fun
is
trade.
a good rare one.
Yeah.
Like that was. I honestly don't remember.
What
that.
about how he played at my club one day for just one game?
Yeah.
We called it, instead of Aberfeldy, it was called Ackerfeldy. We changed our logo and everything for a day. Got like a couple of thousand people at our local footy ground just for
Yeah.
him for one day, and he did a sportsman's night.
So
Unbelievable.
this is like
It
when
was
like
so
Fairville
cool.
someone goes for
Yeah.
one game somewhere.
But I think he was getting paid a lot of money.
yeah, they
But
get like 10
yeah,
grand to show
yeah,
up.
but it was awesome. Ackerfeldy for one day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hall was one punch away from a season off when he left Sydney. Yeah, he was. He just got real angry that year. It was wild.
And then he didn't really help himself since his career's ended either.
So I don't know. What do we have to do now for the rest of this trade deadline? We've got about an hour to go. Where what do we need to get done?
We need Western Bulldogs to stop being morons.
We need to get Geelong and Ruckman, don't we?
Yeah, but there's no rumours about
I'm
that.
just
But
saying.
we should get
I'm
Geelong
just
Ruckman.
saying, Stats Boy. I mean, I've got a Pitto just out the back.
Can we get North someone
we'll get him a
tall?
Pitto.
Fremantle have Sean Darcy.
Sean Darcy.
I just want to get I love Pitto, but he makes me so angry. I just get flashbacks from quite literally sitting on the wing of the Gabba as the ball hits him in the guts
And he drops it, yeah.
and bounces off him, and I was going to say Bears. The Lions run back the other way
The Brisbane
and kick
Bears.
their first goal in like the last hour or so.
Against
So,
Fitzroy. Yeah.
So angry.
This is a great comment from Did the Swans win?
Used to work with Michael McLean and Ronnie Burns up in Darwin. Those boys could put away tins and roast dinners like no one I've ever met.
That's fantastic.
in
Just the fact
Darwin.
it was
as
in
well.
Darwin.
That's
so
the
random.
best part because he lives in Tasmania now. Did the Swans win?
That's
Wow.
swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Johnny Zodiac points out, my first match in memory was the 2007 grand final with my Pop. The first time I'd seen Pop, we've lost the bottom of the comment.
Cry.
Soldo to Geelong for pick, say 17.
Until I was remembered, must have been on another live stream. Stats guy to the Cats as a ruckman. He was a ruckner. Yes,
Yeah,
I was a
yeah,
ruckman.
in Auskick.
Not anymore.
So, Chasmate training, early top 4 prediction. So let's say all these hypothetical trades go through. Go.
By the way, we're just getting random stories of every AFL.
I also love that you're getting dragged in the comments for being a ruckman when you're about 2 foot tall.
I used to be.
Jez Oz points out, I saw Damien Monkhorst on his way to trading at Woori Yallock buy 2 packs of smokes, 4 dim sims, a spring roll and a Diet Coke. Then I played my first senior game against him the next weekend and thought I'd run and jump all over him in the ruck and he murdered me.
Great story, Jez. Great story.
That is awesome.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
Best one I saw was Ben Fixter sculling 3 cans of Coke before playing for Coolum Rovers one day and proceeding to line someone on the opposite wing up, first contest, straight through him.
Johnny Zodiac points out, Cats do have 2 in the wings waiting, Furphy and the perpetually injured Conway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Conway is actually, I don't mind him. Yeah, Chili, they call him.
I'm just saying, if you want to win a flag next year, Cats, you could probably use a
What,
Pito.
we didn't mention the James Peatling to Adelaide trade either. That's not happening.
It's not happening?
Well, no, it just hasn't happened.
Yeah,
It hasn't
true. I'll
happened
chuck
yet.
that in the
So
list. I'll chuck that in the list.
latest in the Peeling thing as well was that they feel confident something was going to happen, right?
Yes.
They've said that for 10 days.
Yeah.
What was that comment?
He's out of contract too, so he can just, again, another one that can walk to the preseason draft.
What was that last comment? Early top 4 predictions.
Yeah, early top
Very
4
early.
predictions. Righto, Jim.
Top 4 predictions.
Oh, this is hard.
Blues, no, Carlton.
Not Blues,
4
Carlton.
for next year. This is a...
Oh, yeah, I already know what I want.
Yeah, I
Swans
think-
number 1 is the best team we've seen in 150 years.
Again.
It's 151 now, Jim. Get it right.
No, I'm just pushing back 150 years ago.
No, the
that
150
team
years
sucked.
restarts. No, restarts.
Or they were actually 150 years ago. There was an amazing team. Now that's rolled off.
Oh,
It's
okay.
150 years. Swans, Essendon, Suns, Blues. Let's go. That's top 4.
Swans, Essendon, Suns, please. Are we going to take
No,
it
I'm
serious?
definitely. So next year, I want to lay this out. I'm going to a Suns game.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to hang out with Jed Walters. It's going to be sick.
You're gonna get
Hang
on
out
the
with
jet
best
ski?
mate Ned Moyle. We're going to go jet skiing. Can't wait.
Yep.
But I want to go to a Optus Stadium game as well.
I
as
want to go to an
We're
Optus
gonna
Stadium.
We've
go-
also
go-
got Gather Round.
Go gather around, but I also want to do that. Not top 4 to miss finals. Blow it out your nose, Scrubbo.
Yeah.
I played for Palmerston Magpies. Did Ronnie play for us at the time? Says Power
Because
Force.
did the Swans win, worked at the YMCA in Palmerston.
We are getting some good stories.
Yeah.
The young blokes didn't listen to a word I said, but Magic and Ronnie being Indigenous footy players were gods to them.
That's
Nice.
cool. That's cool.
Do you think anyone would pick up Mitch Hardy?
No.
That's the guy that won the Geelong VFL Best and Fairest. Absolute jet. He should get picked up. The
Who's
fact
the
that
dude-
he didn't get a game. Leo's seen
Leo,
him.
who's
There
the
you
dude
go.
that
I've
won
heard that he
is
was
that
really-
the dude that won the BNF in the VFL?
I just said that, didn't I?
No, you said Geelong.
That was Dom Brewer from Werribee, I believe.
That's right.
Is he going to get picked up? Like, why doesn't someone pick him up at 50?
It will, potentially in the draft. There's a few Werribee players that might get picked
And you don't
Because
reckon Mitch
wasn't guy from Geelong?
Sean Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Manor from
So
Heaven.
that's what I mean. Like, you've got VFL guys who are consistently playing at such a high level. You know what you've got. Why not bring them in?
So you don't reckon
Wayne
Hardy?
Grosvenor says Ginnivan to Richmond for pick number 1.
Yeah.
Call it in.
Yeah.
Done.
Richard
Is Nick
Ginnivan's-
Dacos coming to Carlton, says Isaac Coran.
He
Yes.
grew up barracking for Carlton.
He's a big Blues fan.
He's going to be the first Tasmania captain. I'm
No.
speaking that into existence.
No way. No Dacos is ever leaving
Absolutely zero
Collingwood.
chance that happens.
Just
No
Jim, shut
way.
up. It triggers people. It's great.
So I think Jez,
Yeah, true.
Jez Els has actually hit this one on the head with the top 4. Lions, I think the way that they get better next year is just stupid. Like they're so
All their
loaded.
dudes coming back from injury.
What did we say? They got 5 guys coming back from injury.
Plus, they've got another
ACLs.
Ashcroft and
They got
Will Ashcroft
2
getting a
Ashcrofts now.
preseason.
It's ridiculous. So it feels like the Lions and the Swans should be morals for 1 and 2, I think. GWS, Hawthorn, Carlton, Collingwood, keep just kicking the doors down. There's so many teams that are going to be good next year. I love it. So,
All right, who's the team? Because there's always a team that falls off the cliff and out of the 8.
that could be Carlton.
It could be GWS.
Nah.
Carlton came very close
Where's
to
the
doing
ladder?
it.
Let me get the ladder up.
GWS maybe, as we sort of hit
I'm
on,
going
like, did
Collingwood
they
top
peak
4.
out?
I reckon they're going to bounce back. The Pies.
not then. Magic was coach of the Nightcliff Tigers then. I think Ronnie jumped into Palmy a couple of years later. Says,
This is great. We're getting Darwin footy history.
Great. Dan Josher, every list manager is trying to win the vacated Dodoro crown for hardest club to deal with. Well, everyone but the Suns.
Great call.
It's the Adrian Dodoro Memorial Champion of the Off-Season Award, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
He always thinks you win premierships in AFL trade periods.
Yet he never drafted a good list.
Yeah, they
ever.
haven't won a final in 20 years. It's amazing. GWS to drop off hard, says Johnny Zodiac. Freo top 4 too.
Yeah,
I
Freo
reckon.
will be top 6, I think.
That could be. Actually, no. Freo's the one that jumps out of the ground, I reckon. So Brisbane, Swans, Freo, Hawthorn.
Well, there's always a team. Actually, what did that theory happen
Brisbane,
again?
Swans, Freo,
Someone
Hawthorn.
that goes out of the top 8 always goes into the top 4 the next year.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it happened last year. Now I can't remember. Have a look.
I mean, Hawks could also have like the curse of more, basically, where it's like, oh, geez, we're awesome. Check this out. And then it all just goes a bit sideways. They plateau. The Dogs could drop out of the top 8. The Blues could easily drop off. Anyway, what else have we got going on? Are there any other live updates of what is happening?
Not yet.
GWS
sadly.
Essendon still talking.
If they want to align with Fox Footy, it will be around 7 o'clock, I think, as things will start.
Yeah,
happening.
as Tim Mitchell just said on Twitter, it's like that they're timing this for media.
Yeah,
Maybe.
which they probably are.
Flag bane does not work, Kieran
Flag
Jones.
bane for Brisbane.
That doesn't
I don't
work.
mind that for
No,
some
it's
reason.
not like flaggers or flag pies. Flag bane just
Flag
doesn't
bane sounds
work.
like.
Flagbane is horrible.
Oh, I don't know why I like it. This just makes me laugh.
Lions? Yeah.
Fly.
Cats out of the 8 into the 4.
Sandful premiership for Lukosius and alongside
He'll have a good year.
Rory Atkins.
Is Holly Reid coming to Carlton? You mean Harley Reid?
Holly Reid.
Whoa, Holly Reid!
That's his AFLW.
I'm still standing by my conspiracy theory of Yasmin Dersman not playing for Carlton at the moment because she's going to get traded to West Coast to keep Harley happy.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
No, she's actually injured.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah. Apparently, Luke Parker and Jacob Constanti for pick 44 might be on.
Oh.
He's the Swans guy who's out of contract.
I've never
Hasn't
even
got a
heard of
game.
that guy.
He was an early pick like 2 or 3 years ago. Hasn't got a game because it's very hard to take over Tom Papley and Will Hayward.
Oh, he could probably get a game in North. If he can't get a game, he could get a game with us. Get him along. He sounds like a nice guy. Get him in.
Where will Adelaide finish next year? See, I love this. Jez Oz has clearly watched this. Where will they finish next year, stats guy?
Oh, bloody Adelaide. Why don't I just
Top
say,
four.
I'll
Top four.
say like 13th, 14th, and then they'll probably finish top 8 because I haven't tipped on top 8. Bloody Adelaide. They're the biggest disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
Other than the Suns, maybe.
So Ralphie actually added on that GWS Essendon stuff is that almost feels like GWS have done everything possibly tactically to push Essendon into accepting the bare minimum for Stringer and maybe paying some of his salary. The deal was off because of Wacky Wednesday and now it's being resuscitated. We've got 75 minutes
Because
left.
Essendon had just got on the phone like, guys, seriously, please.
We don't want it.
Please take
We
him.
don't want it.
We'll pay
GWS
half.
is like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's genuinely like, it's like, we'll pay half. Done.
Briz Lags. That's a good one. Yeah. Don't know.
Frizz legs.
Flag is just
Or
worse too.
Flyings. Yeah.
Anyway, so I
Brisbane.
think to bring up some of the other stuff, so we hit on Carlton getting 3, but also trying their hardest. Well, the Brody Kemp rumour as well was
we
another
haven't
one
put
with
that
St
one
Kilda,
in.
which we sort of didn't hit on.
Yep.
That's just more Stephen Silvani going, hey, I drafted you. Can I have him?
He's a decent player.
Can I get him? Hey, can I have the guy I drafted? It's like, sauce, none of them are good. Like Brody Kemp, though, is like a very big part of the Carlton backline.
I think he's solid, yeah.
Good. And he's contracted. So nothing has to happen. And like if you listen to the trade radio dudes, it's literally the entire time it's like he hasn't requested to go, he doesn't particularly want to go, but he's open to it, I guess, like if he wants, because he can have more of a because what Saints lose Josh Battle and they basically just they've got a spot to fill.
Yeah.
So
Oh, God.
the thing is, like, if they get a pick back for Brody Kemp, what they can then use that for is to get another actual young player in outside of pick number 3, because all the rest of their draft picks
Camporeales.
will be used for the Camporeale draft points, essentially, because I think it is Ben is the better one.
So is he the one that's going to go like around 15?
He's going to go
Yeah,
higher,
yeah.
so the compo is going to be higher.
Yeah.
And then Luke, I think, is the other one. Well, it'll be a little bit later. So they need to like basically stock up, which is kind of cool. So if you move on from Brody Kemp to make that happen, get a pick 30 something, I think it was.
Yeah.
Off you go. You get another player in. So happy days there.
Johnny Zodiac, genuinely, why didn't North pick up the best 5 from the VFL to add to their list? Surely that would be a good way to quickly add talent.
I will say-
I would find the best centre half back in the VFL and get him in.
Can I say, there's such a big gap. Everyone thinks that it's going to happen. Mano is a very rare one that's
but what I
happened.
mean is if you're getting the best centre half back from the league in, and it's like you've got a 2-year deal, it gives you time to develop a young tall.
I'll give you something on that. We picked up Toby Pink, right? He got in the Sandford team of the year. So he was like a
I
centre half
said
back.
VFL, not Sandford.
I know, but Sandford is pretty close to, they're pretty close standard, I'd say. I think the gap between the two is a lot bigger than people think. Because like, if you picked up the top 5 in the VFL, I know North were really bad. Most of them aren't getting the game.
It's a good one. Jez says, can we give GW a stringer, a future pick, a paper bag, and a golden handshake? I don't mind that.
I like that.
Power Prawn Star, Essendon should chuck in some burger rings. They're pretty Moorish, they are.
Yeah.
Bob is your dad. Which coach next year will be the first to get fired? Johnny Zodiac has already said, that's easy, Port's coach. And then Power Prawn Star
Adelaide,
adds,
I reckon.
Ken is probably already gone.
But
What about Adelaide? If they
he
start
may go on a 12-game win streak and get re-signed. There are 3 options as far as I'm concerned.
If
And
they're-
Flag's not one of them.
Ken, Bevo, Nixie.
Yeah. I don't know about Bevo, but I agree
If the
with
Blues start like 0-5, Voss could be out the door. You never know. The entire approach, I think, when you look at Port and what we saw last year is like by the time they hit gather round, same with Adelaide, if it's all gone pear-shaped, one of them is gone.
I remember leaving how mad Adelaide
after
fans
the
were.
Adelaide
That
game,
was so
That was
bad.
great.
Because they were
fuming. It
horrible.
was amazing. They looked horrible. And then Power absolutely belted Essendon on the Friday night. And you're like, Ken's sorted. He's all good. And then it all went to hell. It's out of Hinkley and Nix,
Yeah.
surely, says Jez. Yeah.
Absolutely. The Adelaide guys.
It's a weird one. It's a really strange
Nix
one. But it does
is
feel
like
it's
holding
those
on
two.
by a thread because their list isn't that bad. And they've brought in some good players in the offseason. So surely they got
My
them.
favourite thing is we'll talk about this endlessly next year when Ross Lyon's horrible Saints
Yeah,
stink up the
true,
joint. We're
Ross
going to
Lyon.
fire Ross Lyon and then they win 8 games straight to finish the season again.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
So Ryan Daniels, who's the number 1 journo over in WA, genuine chance the Tom Barras deal doesn't happen. Both
Oh.
West Coast and Hawthorn are refusing to budge.
Oh, but that happens every year.
He's pretty sharp. So I'll sort of.
Oh, Leo's
yeah.
not happy over there. Hawks fans.
Leo,
Filthy with that.
actually, Leo doesn't
Leo's
look like he
fuming.
cares. He's like,
I
we
was
got
just
the
making it
draft
up. I
pick.
was just...
They're not picking up a dude with a bad back. Like,
Oh, Barras is a freak though. I think he'd be a great pickup.
yeah. I mean, he probably should have taken the money the Swans offered him last year.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, we got any other up? So I've hit on the Brody Kemp one. Was there anything else? I
don't think so.
We're sort of floating out there in the ether.
We've got some past trades that we were going to...
Apparently, Paul Connors and his management team are in the Geelong rooms, so that's Bailey Smith.
Oh,
So maybe we're going to see something happen there.
is Barras contracted?
3 more years, I think.
Yeah.
O'Halloran as well.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
again. This is,
He's a good... I think he's a solid player.
but this is all about one of those draft picks that the Dogs want to get in and then move on. And it's the Dogs have a lot to do in 50 minutes.
Unless they've already ticked it off and they just got to like...
Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff points out Sam Closey for Gold Coast was a star in the VFL for Werribee the year before.
Yeah, there's not... Yeah. That's like 2 players out of...
That's 2 in the last 2 years, so I'm sure you could go and pick someone up that
All
would
right.
make your pathetic team slightly better.
Who was the Michael Barlow?
Yeah,
Absolute gun.
Podsy
For
Adley.
years and years and years. I love the pods.
The pods out there, I love him.
No one really left out of the guns, says Robert Deacon. What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Is Barras contracted, says Jess.
Yeah, 3 more years we talked
Yeah,
about
he
that one.
is. So, which is why it's like such a strange situation, but like why it's going to take a bit to pry him out of there, right? Like, even though it felt like it was fait accompli.
Which is why West Coast have been smart because they've got, he's contracted. He's one of their best players. Like without him, it all falls to hell if McGovern gets injured. Like they're cooked
yeah.
without him.
100%. Saints will make the 8 this year. Next year, that'll be Power Prawn Star. Ross is the boss. Write it down. I will not write that down. Best
No.
player currently, you reckon Robert Deacon? Well, it's Patrick Cripps who just won his second round loan,
Or Bont. Or Dacos.
Or Heaney.
or the man who won the bloody brown loan.
Nah.
He was the best player on a mediocre team.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, exactly right.
Gary uploaded it.
He Gary uploaded it.
Should
yeah.
we be calling Paul Connors the Dark Lord?
See, I enjoy that AFL fans are just figuring out what power agents have. Like Statsguy and I have been EPL fans.
Yeah.
George Mendes over in
Yes,
Europe,
yes,
just
yes.
like bending over teams to get all these agent fees.
We don't really talk about agents in our sort of
No.
world. Yeah.
But we are now given the power that some of them do. We'll be like, you better do this because
the Dark Lord is good.
because I think it's like he might have like Sam DeConing or Tom DeConing in his things like, well, if you don't do this, we'll
get rid of someone else.
We're not going to do this next year for you. So it's like, it's all about keeping them happy, but it's also like, yeah, but go do what's best for you.
Robert Deacon says, what do you reckon about Jeremy Cameron? Jazz Oz points out, aside from Nate Caddy, Patrick Cripps is the best going around. Caddy is pretty good.
Joe McAllion is up there as well because we don't often talk about forwards and things like that.
A VFL player could improve North from 3 wins to 3 wins and a draw. Sorry, stats.
Oh, yeah, I'm on board with that. I know.
There was a rumour of SDK to Melbourne for Oliver, specifically as a late offer from Melbourne.
That would
to
be a
Cats.
decent
God,
trade.
he'd be so good on Melbourne.
This is why I wanted the Swans to go to Geelong and be like, hi, here's pick 19 for SDK.
But they still need a forward rather than a back. So maybe like Oliver
Swing him
for...
forward, it'd be awesome.
I'm trying to think
No,
of
but
someone
it doesn't
else.
matter. You can swing him forward.
No,
100% you can
He's
start.
a great grab and a good kick.
SDK,
Oh,
just
good
watch
kicker,
TDK.
yeah.
As a Cats fan, Jezza can be very consistent with his knee concussions.
True.
Yeah.
But he's like,
He's still a gun.
Jez is
Jez
like
is
one of
my-
those dudes he just like, he can do absolutely.
Jez is one of those dudes you turn on the TV to watch.
like
Yeah.
Buddy or Adam.
You can
Gooch.
put him in the midfield sometimes.
Cooked without him.
I have no idea who.
That might be about Cripps, I don't know.
Yeah.
If Dogs walk Bailey to the draft, do you think someone picks him before Geelong? I don't think anyone bothers.
St Kilda should.
St Kilda should.
St Kilda should.
Honestly, yeah.
St Kilda honestly
SDK
should.
for Oliver is a win-win. 100%
Yeah,
it is.
I don't mind that.
I mean, if the Cats are that on board with Oliver,
Yeah.
go nuts. Like,
But he's
I don't know
got- yeah.
why you would be.
I think SDK is a free agent next
TDK
year.
to the Lions next year. Sorry, Jim. Blow it at your nose, Al Talal. I do not like that. No one takes my TDK. He's the only thing that gives me joy. Sorry to my wife and children, but jeez.
Oh, Eds.
Yeah.
I haven't watched you guys before. What team does Big Red follow? It doesn't sound like the STs.
Saints.
Yeah, Saints. Yeah,
The
it's not,
STs.
it's not the Saints.
Blues. He's a big Blues man.
Am I? I've
Yes.
noticed.
Oh, Essendon or
Cripps is
Sydney
the
and
best,
Gold
no
Coast.
argument. Yeah.
And Gold Coast. Actually, if you haven't...
To be honest, how many memberships? I think I've got 4 memberships.
I got
Is that
2.
right? 4?
I got 2.
Suns,
Wait, have you got 4?
Tassie,
Oh, right,
Suns. I don't think I bought the GWS one in the end. I can't remember.
You're going to
Yeah.
for the subscription.
You know what I did find out though is that my wee 5-year-old squid spent $59.99
Oh, no.
on an iPad game.
How did your son get... did
What type of game? Let's see if it was a good game, though.
It was like a counting game. Like,
With,
it's like literally a kid's game though.
$59.99.
I'm like, how is it $60? And A, B, how did you do it?
How is anything on the
I
outside?
want to know the second point. How did he do it?
This is insane because I just like it had clicked over the Apple Pay.
Oh, they
I
can
thought
do it
was
all
like-
now,
I
these
thought it was
kids.
an old mate at home, like just buying something that she was buying.
59.
And then I got the receipt. It was like for some
I
kids
didn't
game
even
on the
know
iPad.
App
I'm
Store's
like, what?
apps went up that high.
$60. This
Also,
is
Ed, if
rubbish.
you haven't subscribed or anyone hasn't subscribed, chuck this on the subscribe button on YouTube, please.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
And the
Thanks for the
notifications bell as well as it all pops up. Scrubbo, can we trade Jim for one of the ladies from the kicking comp? Yes.
I'd agree with that.
Absolutely.
Garner, too good.
Body too
We
good
can
gets
back
the
them up.
vibe of this show.
Yeah, I
Only
think
too good would bash both you. And
Yeah.
I love it.
100%.
She's all, haha, Big Red says Jez Oz. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Big red. I like
I,
that.
I literally said Big Sauce at the start.
Exactly.
Come
It's
on.
pretty much the same.
Cripps is the best no argument this year since Power Prawn Star. I like that. All right, what were the... keep throwing out there in the comments some of your favourite trades over the
Yeah, can we go through these now,
Because what
Stats
we've
guy?
done,
Yes.
we've got like basically
I've had a good
45
list.
minutes before the end of the actual trade period. We've got an awesome list here. But the point was, I think we hit on some of the ones that hurt people the most, the trades and everything. So
Yes. I've gone the like even ones, fun ones, and then funny ones that were really bad.
Yeah.
All right, Jez Oz is pointing out one of the kids signed up to a fitness app for a year. $300.
Do you have to ring him and go,
That sucks.
I swear it was my kid?
See, now I'm like, I probably would have like.
You could
Can
get the
you
money back.
disable that?
60's a lot. You can, and it's like you need special permissions to buy anything. Like,
What
I don't
about
know
a
how he did it,
password?
So anyway, he knows the password to the iPad.
Change the password from Patrick Cripps Lover 1.
0.
No, it's I hate Pino.
No, it's Patrick Cripps Lover 69.
You guys said Eagles are cooked without. What do you think the last couple of seasons with him? Yeah, it's even more.
I'll call it even worse.
Random Crystal balling Tassie's first season, 14th placed over under, probably under. It's always
tough when you
really
first
hard
start,
for the expansion teams.
Last.
As the STD trade, apparently he wants to get to Carlton, maybe Kerno for STDK on top of
Yes.
his STDK for Oliver.
Get rid of him.
As Chad Warner heads to Freo after 25, flag mantle is full steam ahead.
I still don't know if they're going to have the capital next year now.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got it. It's West Coast that are loading up for next year.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's always been Fremantle for Warner.
Also, if Fremantle gone really well, they might not even need
But the
him.
thing is, we could get to round 11 and Chad Warner has signed an 8-year deal for $12 million.
The risk when it comes to the Sydney players. Got JHF for 10 and 12, best trade in the NFL, the AFL ever.
That
says
was a
Power
good trade.
Prawn Star.
And you also got Willie!
Well, yeah, true.
Best trade is Isaac Smith to the Cats for peanuts. One of Norm Smith.
Yeah, good call.
Friend of the program
I
as
mean,
well.
the Swans picking up Buddy as a free agent and Hawthorn getting picked 20.
If we manage to snag Warner with the draft hand we are likely to have, that'd be full steam ahead on flag mantle, says Josh Mack.
Yeah, not bad.
Lol, his password is Jim, I'd bet.
Good
No,
one.
Patrick Cripps' password might be Jim, but that's all right. No, I think the weird
is
thing
Brownlow.
so how he managed to buy it, though, that's the weirdest thing. Because you shouldn't be able to buy anything through the App Store off that iPad. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
That was wild.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. This is good from
In
Zano.
hindsight,
Josh B. Kennedy.
JPK and Ben McGlynn, great trades in. Losing Jeddah was upsetting, not just because he was such a good player, but so much fun to
He
watch.
was so
the
fun to watch.
Swans
Jeddah.
got Kennedy and McGlynn for like pick 37 and 44. It was something ridiculous.
All right. Update on the actual 5 players that we wanted to be traded last week.
Yes.
No movement on Petrarca.
Yeah.
Cowards. Harry Mackay, again.
That's a
I
coward
don't
move
want him-
by a Carlton
I do
fan.
not want him traded. I love Harry, big H. LDU.
No.
There's been nothing there.
Should've gone.
Tom Lynch, what are you doing, Tigers?
Why isn't he at Melbourne?
Melbourne should go after
Why
Tom.
haven't Melbourne gone, here's pick 30?
Yeah.
Yo, nothing there either.
He
so.
was never.
And
All right.
nothing on water.
Let's rewind it.
Just quickly, Scrubbo. Yeah, Hawthorn got pick 20 and 2 more premierships. It's not that you got 2 more premierships, Scrubbo. It's the Swans got
you
the greatest player.
Triggered.
No, it's more.
Triggered much?
Hawthorn should have got pick 1.
Jesus,
Yeah,
get the
but
Twitter.
He was the best player in the game.
They didn't win anything. You didn't win anything.
Hawthorn should have got pick 1.
They got 2 premierships.
Oh,
I don't
right.
care.
They don't
They're
care.
fine.
They're fine.
Hawthorn fans are still mad about it.
Someone
Leo's
gonna-
not. He's
someone
there.
gonna screenshot
Leo
it out,
wasn't.
so he can-
Leo was still a
Where's
glint in his old man
producer home
eye.
when you need him just to get an Alex screenshot of him just blowing his lid? So I've just watched Inside Out and Inside Out 2 with Squid Number 1 as well because he's like getting around Pixar now, which is kind of fun.
Great.
And that angry character in Inside Out is just Alex the entire time. It's like, you know how it cuts to like the angry...
doesn't have a mustache,
There's like
though.
some other one, they all are angry. That's Alex all the time. Like, if you mix them with the Hulk.
He's
it's amazing.
always angry. It's really hot in here too.
It is really hot in here.
I like this Power Prawn Star. My menu log lets me buy food on my missus card with a similar CCV. That's good.
Well played.
Good enough for me, the miss. That's awesome. Right. Let's rewind to trades
I'm excited.
gone past.
Yep.
If we go all the way back to 1991, the Blues received the Brownlow medalist in that year, Stats Boy, but they did give up a little bit of something to get the Diesel. Greg Williams.
Legend.
Sydney received Simon Minton-Connell, who I love.
You said you loved him,
I
yeah.
loved Simon Minton-Connell.
Yep.
As a high flyer in the mould of Sauce, Steve Silvani. I thought it was a second coming of Stephen Silvani. Simon Minton-Connell could kick a bag,
Swans swung him forward.
couldn't
Yep.
also do too much else.
Yep.
Sometimes it was amazing. Fitzroy received Peter Satori, also beloved Blue, and Ashley Matthews. Of course, Diesel went on to win another flag in 95
Yeah.
and the Norm
Norm
medal
Smith.
and a Brownlow, and he was a legend.
So Carlton definitely win that one-sided one.
Works out pretty well. If you mix Jim with Alex, you get the Lorax.
That is the best comment we've ever
Oh,
received.
go away, Jez, you
pretty
Can we
Bombers
get an edit
supporting
on that?
jerk.
That's pretty
Just-
good. I like that a lot. Do you think the sideburns, Eddie Ford, will be a gun or no? Stats
Eddie
player?
Ford, I don't know about a gun, but I think he could be a solid
Was it
player.
he or someone else that got delisted? Not Eddie
No,
Ford.
no, he didn't. No,
was
No,
another guy.
He's a solid player.
1994, Freo received Dale Kickett, Tony Delaney, Todd Ridley, and Russell
Delaney?
Williams. Essendon received pick 4 and 2 pre-draft compo selections that were used for
Here we go.
Matty Lloyd and Scott Lucas.
Oh,
So Freo were apparently going to go after Matty Lloyd or Scott
but they
Lucas.
desperately wanted Dale Kickett.
Yeah, and they really wanted Dale kick it, and then, yeah, that's not.
Because this was Freo's first year, wasn't it?
94 was, yeah.
Yes.
95.
95.
Yeah. So, yeah, this was the draft before it. But yeah, then Essendon obviously
That's
got their two
amazing.
legends out of that. Yeah.
I do like that. Amazingly, though, if you do look at the idea of Scott Lucas and Matty Lloyd, that team did probably underachieve, didn't it? Only
One.
one flag.
One flag, but they'll take one flag.
Baby Bombers win in 93. They win it in 2000 after absolutely smashing it, but still. 2010.
This is ridiculous.
What happened in the 2008 trade period, Stats Boy, with Robbie Warnock?
It was so boring. I actually had a look at that.
Baron
There was
Ray.
nothing going on in 2008. Lucky we weren't doing live streams in 2008. Tell you what.
I reckon that was pretty good. There's a lot
There
going
was
on.
only
mate.
8 trades, like player trades. It was so boring.
Nice.
It was, right,
Here
the
it is.
entire 2008 one is Anthony Corrie, Brisbane, Collingwood. Reece Shaw, Collingwood to Sydney.
Oh, that's okay.
Adam Thompson, Port to Richmond. Brent Prismal, Geelong.
Oh.
Farron Ray, Saints to the Dogs. And of course, Robbie Warnock, Carlton to, Freo to Carlton.
That's the lot of 2008. How boring is that?
When Carlton had Cruiser and second year Source already. It was one of the dumbest
was weird,
trades
yeah, that
ever.
was weird.
Stupid bloody Carlton. I'm already angry about that. Very angry. We swapped Mitch Farmer and got back Jay Schultz and pick 71.
Jay Schultz was so good.
love
He was an awesome player.
So Jez Oz points out Fev to Brisbane was a great trade. That is the next one.
Was it? Yeah, that's
On this one. Because Brisbane receives Brendan Favola, who spent an entirety of 1 year on the list.
Yep.
And pick 27. The Blues snagged Lockie Henderson and pick 12.
Geez, Carlton won out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
That was when they
Who
were,
did they get with pick 12? Stats guy?
They traded it, so there was no pick 12 for them.
And I think they then obviously moved Lockie Henderson down to Geelong a little bit later.
Yeah, like 5-6 years later.
2015.
This is the worst
This
one
is
ever.
the next two are the worst, I reckon, almost of all time.
This is a fisting.
2015, Geelong received Patrick Dangerfield and pick 50, which is Ryan Gardner. Adelaide received Dean Gore.
Did not play a game for Adelaide.
Pick number 9, which is Wayne Malera.
Yuck.
He only played 60 games.
And pick 28, which was traded.
And they got Danger.
Danger was out of contract though, wasn't he?
I think
Danger
so.
was walking anyway,
And
right?
he always wanted to play at Geelong.
Yeah, I
for his
think the
whole
end of it was
career.
like, I'm always going to Geelong, but Jesus.
They did not get anything for one of the best players in the modern era. Like, come on, Adelaide.
Pretty amazing. All right, cast your minds back, though, to 1995. Andrew McLeod. Might know him from a couple of premiership teams there for the Crom.
No, two Norm Smiths
All-time
in a row.
legend. Norm Smith's just an all-time legend of the game. As well as pick 38. Freo got Chris Groom.
Who played 7 games, didn't play for Freo. And then Andrew McLeod got drafted by Freo. They didn't end up playing him. They're like, oh, he's not going to be that good. We'll just let him go to Adelaide. And again, he becomes one of the modern, best players of all time. What are you doing? Adelaide did well for once in that
Power
one.
Prawn Star's like, I said you have to do the Schultz. Just popped it over the top of the net for the spike and nothing.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Can I go the Tony Lockett one?
Go, plugger.
Tony Lockett and pick 59. St Kilda got Joshua Kitchen, Glenn Nugent, Robert Neal for a combined total of 46 games, but they got pick 5, which was Joel Smith. Pick 13, Chris Hemley, who played 1 game. But pick 48, Ozzie Jones.
Ozzie Jones, he was good.
Go back to Glenn Nugent. I just want to know if he's as good at guitar as his older brother, Ted.
It was actually
How's the stare down the barrel?
it was actually a
Got to call him Nudge, don't you?
that was
That's
a
awesome.
three-way trade
Noogie.
because Hawthorn gave Nugent Kitchen 13 and 48. Hawthorn got Simon Minton Connell. So it all comes back to him.
Love it.
Pick 59, pick 87. Sydney gave up pick 5, Minton Connell, Robert Neal, and pick 87 to get Plugger. So they've basically given up Minton Connell and pick 5 to get Plugger.
Nice.
Sydney clearly fleeced them.
Absolutely.
Love that. Simon Minton Connell kicked 8 goals against Footscray in 1990. And I remember that game so much that it's ridiculous. Because I'm like, yep, he is the second coming of the greatest full forwards of all time. Let's go. He is basically Gary Abler Jr. mixed with Stephen Silvani. We're going to win 1 million flags.
He won the Swans leading goal kicker in 94 before Plugger came in.
Jez has got a good one. Wayne Carey to Adelaide for pick 2, which we got Daniel Wells, absolute legend, and pick 18. Well, we were just trying to get rid of Wayne Carey at that point.
All you had to do was let him root. Your captain's misses. All right.
That was honestly
2000.
horrible.
St Kilda received the G Train. Fraser
Yes.
Gehrig, love this. West Coast get pick 18, which is Daniel Kerr.
So this is to the best trades.
These
Yeah,
are
I'm
good
going
ones.
3 like even ones.
These are the good
yeah.
ones. And David Sirakowski.
Who?
Was pretty good.
I don't know
as
who
well.
that is.
Don't
No.
remember.
Sirakowski played for ages.
Okay.
Did he? Oh,
Didn't he?
I can't
Don't know.
remember. I've never even heard of him. But maybe.
Anyway, move on.
But the fact that they got
I
Daniel
also
Kerr,
like David Sirakowski, David Wojcinski's. You just
Yeah.
got a lot of those Eastern European-y kind
Skis.
of Polishy skis. I love that.
let's have a look.
David Wojcinski.
How many he played? I played 103 games.
Thank you.
Not bad.
How many games did you play, Stacey boy?
Oh, are we talking
at least
AFL or
80,
VFL?
right?
Or
2014, the Dogs received Tom Boyd. Remember him?
Yep.
GWS received Ryan Griffin and pick 6, which became Caleb Marchbank.
So Ryan Griffin was the captain of the Dogs at the time. And everyone's going, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's just left."
He became
Tom Boyd.
Captain of the Giants as well,
Yeah, he
Griffin.
did for a little bit,
Yeah.
I think. And then Tom Boyd obviously won a flag
Won a
pretty much
flag.
off his
Yeah.
own boot for the Dogs. So I'd say the Dogs won this,
Oh, they did.
but only
amazing.
just maybe.
Well, they won a flag.
Yeah,
2007, remember this one?
this is like the biggest trade almost ever, I reckon.
I just remember it so clearly in my brain how it was all happening and like how excited I then got. West Coast received 1, Josh Kennedy.
Yep,
Pick 3, which they used on Chris Maston.
Maston. Yeah,
And pick 20, Tony Knott.
yeah.
The Blues received Chris Bloody Judd!
one of the goats.
Judd, man of Judd. Just stiff arm and doos left, right, and centre, shaving his head, chicken wing. And pick 46, which became the mustachioed one himself, Dennis Armfield.
Dennis.
love
I used to love Dennis.
Best win-win trade was Judd for Kennedy. And it was. This is like both teams win out of this. The Blues never won anything with Judd, but he did win a Brownlow.
He won a Brownlow,
He also basically helped reset what that team was doing.
Yep.
And gave them a crack. There was like, if
At
they
finals,
had not fired Brett Ratton. Well,
that was bad.
If they had not fired Brett Ratton because they'd had a horrible run of injury luck that 1 year after they'd beaten the Tigers the year prior, I believe.
They could have had another good run at it,
in the elimination final. They have a really, really tough injury year.
Yep.
That would have been then set up. They instead go, the shiny new thing in the stupidest, most Carlton way possible. They fire a club legend, go to bloody Mick
Malthouse,
Spud Malthouse.
Who lost these marbles by
who had absolutely no clue and has never coached a game of footy again since because he was so bad. They went, geez, that's a better idea than just running it all back with an actually healthy list. They completely screwed the pooch and didn't recover for another 10 years.
So there's one that Johnny Zodiac was about the Tim Kelly trade
That was
to
a good
West
trade,
Coast.
actually.
No, it wasn't because
Wasn't
it's what set West Coast to where they are now.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So West Coast gave up 14, 24, 37 and their 2020 round 1 pick. In return, they got Tim Kelly, 57, and Geelong's round 3 for 2020. What Geelong did with that the following year, Geelong gave up that pick 13, which was West Coast, their own 15, pick 20, and a 2021 round 4. In return, they got Jezza, Essendon's round 2, and Geelong's GWS's round 2 the following year. So by trading Tim Kelly, Geelong got Jezza the following year.
Yep.
That's what all that led to, and it won them a flag, and it set West Coast on the path to where they are now.
Jez Oz also points out in 2001, Trent Crode and Luke McFarlane to drop for pick 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Podgy,
I was going to
20,
write that one down, actually.
And pick 36, which was Sam Mitchell.
Jesus.
That's known as the biggest trade like ever as well. It's sort of equal to that Judd.
Tippett and Buddy trades, BS trade ban.
Yep.
Yep.
We know that.
Forgot the pressure points. Pressure points. Yes, the eyes are pressure points. Oh, God.
The biggest trade ever was 2020 as well. I was going to write that one down, where there was 4 teams, but there was 16 things traded.
Oh, wow.
And that was in the Jason Horne-Francis.
Oh,
one.
yeah, where there was Willer.
That was about
West Coast split
13
a pick.
picks and 3 players.
It was great.
And it was just a lot going on.
That was a trade on crack, and I loved it.
Yeah.
What will the Bulldogs give for Kennedy from the Blues? It's like a pick in the 3rd round, I think.
that's a
Johnny
bit
Zodiac, one of those second rounders turned into Max Holmes.
Ooh,
Jesus.
that's a good pickup.
Jesus, Geelong have just fleeced everyone.
Damien Barrett's having a whinge. The mindset has to change. Just ban the Mad Monday and Whack It Wednesday type events.
Oh, shut up,
on.
nerd.
Just
don't
have
have
some
to ban-
tins and just don't be idiots.
Most
It's not
teams
hard.
are not doing stupid stuff
Ridiculous.
anymore. So just calm
Damien
down.
Barrett should ban his stupid face. Jeez.
Can
He's
Max
shot.
Holmes just become him
God, I'm
instead?
sick
I know
of
it's Mitch
weird
Cleary.
Nerds being weird. Stop being weird, you nerds. Anyway, what's up next, Stats Boy?
I
Give
don't
us
know.
another good trade.
I think we've gone through all the other ones, haven't we? You've just thrown me under the bus there.
What are you talking about? What's a good North trade? Go on.
Jared Pollock.
Oh, yeah. I know 2 bad ones. The other one was Josh Gibson, where we pretty much got rid of him because, he's getting a bit old. He's getting a bit injured. Then he wins 2 best and fairest and flags, 2 or 3 flags at Hawthorn. So that was really bad. I can only think of bad ones for North.
I
The
worked
Walsey one
with
was...
Gibbo while he was at North as well, which is
Did
pretty
you?
funny.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's
he-
not good, Jezos. That hurts me.
He was like, actually, he was on board with the North thing, loved the vibe, loved the thing.
Yeah.
And was just like absolutely gutted.
Well, he was
that
a
went-
gunner at North.
And he was
Yeah.
gutted that he was like off to Hawthorn, but then absolutely was
One flag.
It
stoked.
actually...
And he was stoked that he was there.
We actually got rid of him because he fell in his bathtub on his head, I remember. And
What was-
got
oh, yeah.
really
So
badly concussed. didn't he?
Babyface Nelson asked, as you mentioned, right, the Bulldogs to Carlton. Like, what will that be?
It's like a pick in the 2nd or
Will it
3rd
be
round.
the McRae pick or like something else?
I don't know.
Second round? I don't know.
The
when
trade
does it
deadline
end?
started.
Exotic Spurs dick. Well, geez. It is
He just
in a
went
half
around-
hour. Master Ken says the groin is a pressure point, then double stomp. Jeez. 97, Simon Hawking and Brent Green from Brisbane go to Sydney for pick 31, who is some unknown blonde dude named Simon Black.
That hurt. I never knew about that one.
Simon
Sucks.
Black's blonde.
Power Prawn Star
What?
says, I've given up on Barrett. What a nerd. Here's his column, if you want to call that, is one of the dumbest things
Oh,
in
the
world.
sliding doors.
It is like, it's so dumb you'd think Alex wrote it. Like, it makes sense. It makes no sense.
Is pick
You
40?
didn't call him dumb before.
Is pick 45 for Kemp? Jim?
No, I want higher than that.
Oh, no,
Well, then
that's fair, isn't it?
St Kilda got 32, but aren't they
He's
trying
a,
to?
he's a handy position player.
Isn't
What are we doing?
32 the one for McRae?
Here we go. Also, the other we traded for the pick we used for Lawson Humphries.
Oh, yeah. That's when Kane, when Kane Corns was blowing up about the
So
Asava
good.
trade. They're like, why would they fart arsing around about pick 71? Because they've got a gun.
Yeah. Lawson Humphries. Barrett should stick to what he does best. Yeah, shut up. That is just so wildly, just ban Mad Mondays. That is just
Wait, where did he
unbelievably
actually
dumb.
say that?
Yeah.
Hold on. The Giants have just released a statement. The Giants confirmed yesterday the club is aware of allegations of inappropriate behaviour at the players' end-of-season event last month. The club has taken the matter very seriously and has acted swiftly upon the receipt of the concerns. All parties have cooperated fully with the AFL to ensure the allegations are fully investigated. Some of these allegations are distressing and entirely contrary to the club's values and policies. There is also a level of misinformation and a rumour being circulated which is entirely inappropriate, particularly while the investigation is ongoing. The club will comment further once the outcomes of the investigation have been finalised.
The rumours are entirely inappropriate, but the rumours are the stuff that they did.
love
So come on, guys.
One thing
But it's also like, going back to that, Tyson Stengel passes out in a pub. And we just forget about it by Thursday.
I like that Stats Boy is like waving that off because Stats Boy was probably with him.
Oh,
again.
I've seen him at a
I
pub
know.
twice.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
You
pass
were there.
out.
Like, what are you talking
Twice.
about?
So Stats
He's
Guy
alright.
is
He's
the
a good
reason
guy.
why Tyson Stengel goes off the rails. He just sees
Yeah.
Stats Guy and
Many
loses
people
it.
say that Stats Boy is a bad influence,
Yeah.
Yeah, so many
especially
people
on
have
the
said that.
likes
Yeah.
of Tyson Stengel.
Say that about you too.
It is weird that this is the thing. Like when you're in Geelong, I think you can be in your own little
Bubble.
extraneous AFL bubble.
Yeah.
where it's like much more protective.
People don't care as
and
much if you're from
I think
Melbourne.
no people. I think people do care. I don't know if people in Melbourne care about what's going on in Geelong as
No.
much.
Or maybe there's less media
If you think
about
about what that is for Sydney, it's like Wollongong or Newcastle. You just
Yeah.
don't, we
Gosford.
don't care. like in Geelong, it's like, yeah, it's like they've got their own team. They've got their own little infrastructure. They've got their own environment. We don't really stress or think about it too
Yeah.
much, right? It's because you can like live a happy, fun little lifestyle on your farm or wherever you want, Moggs Creek,
Yeah, true.
Paddy Dangerfield,
True.
etc. Stengel wasn't his drink spike. That's it. We don't know. And like it's weird because
Oh, it
you
could-
feel
it
like
could
if
have
it the amount of stories that come out of the Melbourne media around Lever and Co punching on, etc. Just stuff like that all the time. Whereas the Stengel thing, his drink could have been spiked. The fact that there was like a medical episode means that probably something like that did happen, but there's so little info that comes out about it that you're just like, right.
We
what
don't
else
know the
can we
full
say?
details. Yeah,
Exactly. Because we
exactly.
don't have that level
Unless
of
you're
reporting.
there, but I
Here we
wasn't
are.
there that one.
Tyson's all good. He was just having a nap. Leave him alone. At least he wasn't on the booger sugar. What power porn star. Nice.
Oh, yeah, we don't
Wonder
know
if
that.
Fev organised a GWS get together out Talal.
Yes.
Fev is he's
It's
he's
about. To be honest, it's about the intelligence level of that. So
Fev has
it
cleaned
sort of
himself
checks
up
out.
a little bit. I think he's not about that life anymore.
Jez Oz points out these Mad Mondays are tame AF compared to local footy 20 years ago. The stories I could tell.
Oh, the stories we could all tell.
We could
Yeah.
all just. It's a different time. And that's why it probably just bugs me and just
Mostly
weirds
on
me out that
roofs
the
of local
GWS
footy
Giants are that dumb as a collective to allow something like that to happen. Even if it's a private thing, like even if it's a mate's house, like if it's one of the players' houses, like why are you doing something stupid like that? It's beyond me. So,
Oh, Joel's
well done,
spot on. I
all
need to
GWS.
bring in my scarf. Next one, I'm bringing in the scarf. Definitely
have
for the
one here?
draft.
All right.
No, I don't know where I put it.
To go back to the Suns a little bit, it's this really strange situation where we talk about like what 6 for Rioli, whatever, but the rest of their stuff to basically match all their academy bids, like that's the only thing that really matters, I think, to them right now.
Yeah,
So
that's fair enough. All
it's
right.
all right.
Shocker of a trade was Stephen from Saints to the Cats. What a shocker. That's Jack Stevens. That was a really bad trade, actually, because nothing ended up happening there. They kept trying to play him. He had a lot of off-field issues.
Body was cooked.
His body was cooked and had a lot of off-field issues, Jack Stevens, but that was a really, really bad trade. It is very hot, yeah.
Maybe
Well, let's start. There's a countdown somewhere.
Yeah, no, my
20,
my back's cooked, so I had to stand up.
25
minutes.
Been
let's
sitting
go.
down for 2 hours. Sorry, Gerald.
Here we go. Surely something goes through. In a
Who's
second.
left on the table?
Are these all
Peter
gonna happen at
Barras, Kemp,
7:30?
Stringer,
Just,
Parker,
like-
McRae, Daniel Kennedy.
Why the hell
what
can't
are
they
the-
just have them now? Well, come on.
Lads, when I was a kid, they'd all up a pig, drink cans, chase it in thongs, then cook it once caught.
Yeehaw.
That
sounds like a fun day.
pretty fine. Like, whatever.
I got nothing against that.
Didn't he get stabbed by his girlfriend? I don't know.
Oh,
Darwin
What?
represent.
Stop reading now.
Who's left on the table? Bailey Smith, James.
I
Peatland.
literally just read
I
that
know,
list.
I know. I want to hit on it all and see what are the impact ones here, right? So
Yes.
Bailey Smith, does it happen?
no.
Yes.
James Peatling,
Yes.
Yes.
Tom Barrass.
No.
Yes.
Brody Kemp.
No.
No.
Jakey Stringer.
I don't know.
Yes.
Luke Parker.
Yes.
Yes.
Jack McRae.
Yes.
Yes.
Caleb Daniel.
Yes.
Matt Kennedy.
No.
Yeah. So
No.
if
No, not Matt
Jack
Kennedy.
McRae happens, that leads to, I reckon, Caleb Daniel and Matt Kennedy both happening as well.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the domino
maybe,
that sort of
Yeah.
sets
maybe,
a lot
yeah.
of things off.
Look
The
at Tom
McRae
Morris
deal
just
has
hanging in
to
the
happen.
background there.
I reckon
No
they've
one's
just
talking
gone.
to
Let's just do the last half an hour because we can't be bothered.
Yeah, TV
we are
ratings.
committed. We are committed.
We are the ones actually out here grinding.
We're grinding.
We are the Jack McVeigh's grind set. We'd yell at our wives for believing in us. Like
I
Jack
only
McVeigh.
found that out recently. About
He is
how-
a lunatic.
He
I
is
think
a
it's the
strange
funniest thing in
man,
the
Jack
world.
McVeigh.
Johnny Zodiac, why not for Smith? Because Geelong are offering X, the Dogs want Y, and Geelong are just like, cool.
Why have we got
Don't
an
care.
echo? Bloody Leo's
No,
playing
no,
over
it's
there, something over there.
Yeah.
the headphones.
Headphones, there
Gerald's
you go.
So
headphones.
also the thing is, as Max Lawton has just pointed out on Twitter, it's going to be great when the trades are getting confirmed at like 7:55 p.m. because the deadline is definitely very real and firm.
Yeah, Andrew Dillon Gillen's obviously like a very stern taskmaster that they're all definitely going to believe in and back up. Is Matt Kennedy under contract? Carlton gave Stringer for him. You're just trying to set me. That's bait.
That is bait.
That's bait. Well, Essendon couldn't organise a route in a brothel.
Oh, God damn it, Jimmy, you need to read that one.
That's fine.
wrong
It's
with that?
true. It's true.
I mean, you'd say that about the Dogs at the
What's
moment.
this guy doing? I don't know. He's off his head. Angus Madden, 7:30. Yeah, that's the our deadline.
So we got 22 minutes.
So 22:16. We're looking at the Fox countdown. This is great. We're just
I
reading.
couldn't see the first.
Hey, you want to watch three dudes watch telly?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Very good.
I looked at the first half of that because I was looking into the light. Then it said Daniel Rioli heads north. I'm like, what? Did he just go to north?
Stats
And
guys.
I was
Just,
like, oh crap, Suns. Okay, is that the moon? Yeah.
I miss
do that
Robbo
all
already.
the time now. But the thing is, I think
I scare Leo all the time.
with broadcast, so the NFL and MLB, because MLB is obviously in its playoffs, and they are absolutely. Baseball is so slow. They're like, and there's a shot of the crowd.
yeah.
And there's the moon. I'm like, is that the moon? Every time, without fail. The NFL does as well. Seriously, the Blues are a good fit for Stringer. Thank you, Jez. All right.
I got a good comment.
What pick does
Oh, yeah.
Al Ashcroft get bid at?
If Richmond aren't cowards, pick one.
Should've been
Just
one.
bid on him at pick one. You make them pay the maximum because this is what the system's for. Don't go, yeah, he's going to get picked anyway, so I'm not doing it. Nah, screw that. Make the Lions work as hard as
Yeah,
they
I
possibly
agree.
have
I
to.
agree.
Yeah, so I'd say the Blues would do it at pick 3, but then you don't want to anger everybody and get them after the
My
count
nan
of
has a
hours.
very good comment watching the
Nana
live.
McAllion, yes!
Not.
Has she got any horse tips?
No, that's my grandma. There's two different ones.
Oh, okay.
She's gone. Alex is very angry tonight. Don't think he's got over the grand final loss.
Nah.
I think she's spot
I'm
on
actually
there.
over my...
And you won't like this even more. She goes for the dogs. So there we go.
I love
right.
this. Nana McAllion with the brap, 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 drive by.
Nana
That's
McAllion,
awesome.
my back is actually killing me
Oh,
right now.
excuses. You were angry before
No,
when we
my
started.
back's been sore all day.
Yeah, but I think it does. I think it does have
Shouldn't
something
have
to
got
do
it
with the
smashed
Swans.
out. I'm just saying. Jess. Anyway, who else would want Stringer though? He's cooked. That's 100%.
Yeah.
I think no. He kicked a lot of goals, lads.
Because it was a contract year, stats boy. After round 15, when he
Oh,
hit
you
the
get angry
trigger,
again. I'm
he
just
did
talking about-
nothing.
he
Pick one gets financial
Totally.
benefits, though. Do you want the benefits going to the Lions along with the number one? Yeah, they have to pay the kid more.
Yeah, they
so it
have
puts
to.
more pressure on their salary cap.
6 hours, 19 minutes, right ascension, 14 degrees, 58 minutes, declination,
no
no
trade.
trade.
Imagine if none of these go through after 20 minutes. It's just like,
I love a good Simpsons joke. Wow, the moon looks so different in America. To be honest, it's the weird shapes. It's still to this day, like when we'd be out
wait, is that a thing?
on road. Yeah, well,
Oh.
just you have different phases, I guess, and like different
Yeah,
angles. Like you got to slow
different
and
angles.
different.
Yeah.
Leo, blow the siren.
Oh,
We got A-Trade.
yes.
Ryan Daniels, Barras deal done. He's getting to Hawthorn.
Oh,
Interesting. Tom Barrass is officially a Hawk. Details coming soon.
There you go.
1 minute ago.
Hawks fans up and about.
How long should the trade period be? I reckon they should
3
open up
days.
until March and
Until
just allow
March.
a moment right up until just before the season
No, it
starts.
should be 3 days. Yeah.
Jez Oz, I completely agree. I think it's stupid that we've got this weird, completely arbitrary 2-week period after all
It's
this.
for
like-
media like us.
Well, basically, what it does is it's very similar to, I guess, like NBA, NFL, where they have a moment where they just go,
Before the draft, yeah.
guys, I think, are we all done? Can we all go on holiday?
Yeah.
That's basically how it goes, right? AFL clubs, all the
I
employees,
think it's smart. I think it's
this sort of stuff. It means that they can go, right, November we have the draft, October we have free agency. I think it should be the entire like month of October.
Yeah.
Like, or at least even 6 weeks, lead all the way through October into the draft, so you can trade draft picks as much as you need to.
Well, we
You'd
do have
see-
a draft pick trading period now.
Well, that's it. But I'm saying we can just go all the way up to the draft. So
Yeah.
then you go, all right, well, the draft is tomorrow. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like trade deadline periods, I think we should be able to trade during the season. I think it's ridiculous that we just have these weird arbitrary AFL rules. Like it stinks.
Yeah.
Del Duncan points out trade, draft, second trade, preseason, third trade, opening round, final trade. I like that.
We
Cal-
missed one from Did This One's Win like a couple.
Basically
below.
saying we should be calling out GWS, even though it was a private function. What they have done is disgusting and
Yeah, we have
reprehensible.
already
Yeah,
done
that's
it.
what we're saying. They're
Yeah.
idiots.
Yeah.
Like, they're stupid.
No, we agree with you,
in
Did
the
This
We're
Cool.
on board. Like, it's the dumbest thing in the world to do.
Like, how dumb do you have to be to dress up like that in 2024? Like,
Exactly.
it's just
In
dumb.
public.
In pub. Like,
You're an
just
idiot.
Don't do
Like,
it
you're all
ever. But yeah,
idiots.
Yeah.
yeah.
Except that people might not agree with me, but that's probably my professional side.
No, we
No,
agree
you've
with
got,
you there.
no, you've got a point because it
How
could-
old are you, Alex? Mate, I'm 44. I'm a gardener with a good core. You got to strengthen the core, young fella.
I'm 33. It's actually my sciatica. I went on a run this morning, so it's
Dude,
that.
you're just
Yeah.
a write-off. I'll tell
And
ya.
Did This One's Win is absolutely correct.
Alex with the sore back from carrying the pot all year. Nah, don't know about that.
He wishes.
AFLW maybe. but-
Can I have the Charger 2 stats, guys?
Sure.
Trade window of 36 minutes. That would make a real mad money.
36 minutes. That'd be cool.
And go.
No, I
They have to call
so
each
I
other
heard-
in the.
So no, I heard someone say they
be
should do
awesome.
the final day for 4 hours, like you started at 4 p.m. But
Imagine
you,
all the
no,
phone calls.
but you televise the whole thing, and it's like, we got Bailey Smith. Who wants Bailey Smith? And it's just like this mad
All
dash.
the unlist managers have to wear mics.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And it's like, out of curtain number 3 is
Yeah. Who will win
mind
the
it.
final Olympics? Toby Green or Zach Butters? I think Butters is already in the lead. So.
yeah, Butters is well in
Oh
front.
wait, no, but then you got the 20K for Toby Green.
Nah, it doesn't count. Was it on field?
Nah, I'm still counting it. Because
Nah,
Zach Butters
Butters-
hasn't done anything off field. So
Yeah, Butters, though, just because he looks like Ramsey Bolton. Like, this is the thing I've been banging on about. Like, they're just like, we hated that dude.
nice.
It's like I reckon there's just like some weirdo at AFL headquarters that's just like a real massive Game of Thrones nerd, or at least only just got into it maybe,
Yeah.
and has only
Maybe.
just caught up now. It's like, you know who he looks like? Hey, I hate that guy. Off we go. Green, if half his team gets suspended, yeah, that's not a bad one. Here we go. The Uze 8. That's good. I like that they've come
Yeah.
up with that on Fox Footy. Number 1, number 6, number 10, 11, 18, 20, 23, and 24.
That's
They've done
crazy.
well.
8 picks in 24.
they
is just
need. That's
ridiculous.
exactly what they needed to rebuild, and they've done well.
They've jumped West Coast.
Not yet.
You got to
not yet.
reset
have.
per year tally, though, you reckon? But Butters is correct. What?
I don't know.
Correct?
Correct? I don't know.
Correct? I don't know.
Reset the per year tally. So
Courageous.
Oh,
Courageous, there we go.
Yeah,
So
Butters is
the per
courageous.
year tally, does that mean like how much they got fined per year?
No, I think it should be career wise because it's the Draymond rule too. Like
Yeah.
where Draymond's been fined like $6.5 million across his career.
That's
or something.
wild.
Just one weirdo at AFL. No, this is just the one weirdo.
There's a lot of
who's
weirdos.
like in charge of fines. Like that's
Yeah.
they're all weirdos. They're all super weird.
Someone told me the fines were tax deductible, which feels like
Wait, really?
a great rort because they're going to a charity.
Do they?
Yeah,
I didn't even know
That's
that.
one way to do it. Just go straight into the pockets, I reckon, of the Auskick.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Who's got the most per year each year? Actually, yeah, that's a good question.
Right now it is Ben Mackay, isn't it?
The most money, yeah. Ben Mackay,
Yeah.
Dusty, and Tom
Ben
Lynch.
Mackay being up there is wild. But yeah, it is Ben
It's
Mackay.
hilarious. Done deal for Barras. Let's see what else is going on. Do you reckon more stuff happens in the next 15 minutes
Yes,
because of that?
because now that that's happened, it probably start. Thank you, Johnny Zoda. They are tax deductible.
That's
which
wild.
seems ridiculous, but
You're getting fined.
I
Aren't you?
kind of like it. It's fine.
Zach Butters is getting $6 grand
If we
back.
get a speeding fine, is that tax?
No,
There's only 2 people
Same
that
thing.
work at AFL House. That explains a lot.
and none of them are Laura or Dylan.
Why do they have such a big office?
It's like we have 1,000 monkeys with 1,000 typewriters. Though. How you just make it punch Hayden Ballantyne for charities a live TV event.
Hayden,
like that.
that could be another thing.
To be
Most
honest,
hated players of all time.
Oh, how about
Hayden
fight
Ballantyne.
Braden Maynard for money? I'd do that in a heart.
I would rather fight Hayden Ballantyne. He's more mine.
Do I get a knife?
Tom Morris has said Jacob Constanti will be thrown in as a part of the Luke Parker trade. Swans playing 4D chess, the dude that they were going to delist after the trade period,
Not bad.
getting traded.
He'll be our best player. I can't wait.
Part
Small
of the Luke
forward.
Parker trade.
Small forward. We need a
Interesting.
small forward.
So
So, he
that-
might
I
actually
reckon
get a
that
game.
means it'll be-
Is he a decent player? Let's have a look.
Someone has to
As
pay
I
for
said,
the end of year drinks at AFL House.
He couldn't get in ahead of Papley and Hayward.
Yeah.
Al Talal points out fines go to the AFL Christmas party, a religious event equals tax deductible. Yeah, Christmas party. It is a religious event.
Yeah.
That pays.
They're a cult.
Jeez. The cult of Laura Kane. What else we got?
Most
Anything else?
hated
Come on.
Stephen Milne from Jazzos. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's honestly fair. Stevie Milne, Scott Thompson. I loved him at North, but a lot of people hated him.
According to Matty Scarlett, his best moment was decking Hayden Ballantyne.
Yeah.
I like that.
The trades are going to be coming in now.
Yeah.
You can join Pink on the bench.
Oh, Toby Pink was actually
Yeah,
okay.
as an ex-Swan that couldn't get a game there.
Yeah, true.
This is great. Just,
Naming
updating-
dudes.
And naming dudes and updating it.
Everyone in the comments, just start naming dudes.
Maynard would destroy us all, let's be honest now. Yeah,
No, he
but
would.
That's why I need
He's a
knife.
big man.
If someone taller stood up to him, he'd be like, oh, no, I don't want this.
No, he's a big
Actually,
man.
to be honest, yeah, you just need literally anyone who's like a hint taller than him. Like when he was picking on, was it, I think it was Motlop. And
Yeah.
Cripps just went, what are you doing? He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Nothing to see here, and like ran away. Oh, man, it is brutal. Thought the most hated was the entire Collingwood fan base.
Oh, that's up there too. Yeah.
There's a lot of self-loathing in that one.
I'm looking at Constanti's stats now. If
Yeah.
we're going to get him, might as well have a look. What has he got? 24 goals in 23 games in the VFL. Yeah, it's pretty. It's
Swans
okay.
VFL didn't make finals.
He was known as the best pressure player in his draft.
Oh,
year.
I absolutely love him. I love him. We need someone that can actually lay a tackle at North
So
Melbourne.
Stats
Thank you,
Guy's
Leo.
all about
I
pressure
love him.
acts, but hates meters gained.
Yeah,
Zach
I
Dawson
agree.
would do very Maynard.
Worst individual performance, grand final performance of all time, Johnny Zodiac. Anyone that Gary Rowan played in.
Oh,
The
good call.
Sydney Swans, the last 2 of the last 3 years.
Port Adelaide in 2007.
I thought he meant, he said individual.
Yeah,
I'm saying-
we need a player.
I'm saying
anyone that
individually,
Gary Rowan
individually
played
as a
in.
collective, the
I think
entire
I saw
Swans.
Gary Rowan playing grand finals. Him.
Yeah.
Sydney 2024, Joel
Port,
Duncan.
Port
bang.
against Geelong, any of the Port
Logan
players.
McDonald this year.
Buddy 22 has to be up there.
Nah, Logan McDonald this year was worse.
He was.
At least Buddy got 6 touches.
Barack Obama says Ralil. Jeez.
What?
Actually,
Can
no.
someone- can
Worst
someone please
individual
take-
performance of all time is
someone
James
please-
Jordan.
Can someone
Yeah.
please take Stringer? I'm not watching next year otherwise, says Jez.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just want him gone anyway. Richmond is the worst fan base. Now I like the
Nah,
worst.
I think Hawks are up there.
Ranking the worst fan bases
At a game of what have I experienced?
Because I think the Demons are probably one of the worst because they just go, we're
And
not good
Demons,
anymore.
yeah.
Nah, we're out.
Demons
So
is good
I've,
call.
I've been told that
Tigers
West
are always
Coast fans in Perth are horrendous.
Yeah, that'd be pretty biased. Yeah, I really want to go to Optus.
Yeah, so do I. Go to a
Tom
Freo
Lynch, the
game.
douche. Jeez. Buddy had 5. 5 and a point.
Which game's that?
No, I think it's like five touches in a
Five
point.
touches.
in 2022.
touches. Sorry, yeah,
I was
yeah.
close with 6. Like, give me a break.
Yeah,
Or was that 22?
I
You were
d-
pretty close.
I saw Robbie Williams and Mike Brady and I blacked out. Similar to this year, saw Katy Perry and yeah.
Blacked out.
Will Hayward kicking the first goal was good to me. That was about it.
Good stuff. I'm still regretting so many of the grand final bets. West Coast fans in Perth are horrid.
Thank
I
you.
like
Oh, I have been to a lot of Geelong games in Geelong. They are so biased and like they'll like look at you funny if you're wearing
Yeah.
a different team's jumper.
Is that
the seats,
because-
the seats for some reason are really close? Like you don't want to be sitting next to a bigger guy or like a guy with a few
Anyone's
muscles.
bigger than you,
Yeah,
Stats
I was
guy.
going to say, you'd fit anywhere.
That's
anyway,
true.
so
But
that's
like
fine.
it's literally like you're sitting so close to each other. So that if you're sitting next to a Geelong fan, you got another team's top on, they hate you
I
there.
think that, I had that moment when we piled into the
But it's a good ground to watch
the
footy
NBL
on.
Blitz at the Carrara,
Carrara,
NBL
yeah.
Blitz venue, which is like this awesome throwback. But yeah, I literally couldn't fit my legs.
Yeah, that's
into
what
the
Geelong
chair.
is
I'm
like.
what
So
the hell
that's
is
what you can
happening
do in the AFL members area at Marvel. It's so tight in there. It's not
Really?
comfortable
Oh,
at all.
really?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
here? La-dee-da, AFL members
Yeah.
spotted.
Yeah, Power Prawn Star, not a GF, but Charlie Dixon kicked 0-6 in a prelim.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty bad.
Very Charlie Dixon.
Yeah.
that's hard to do.
Maynard steps up. Just raise your arms like you're making an emu. Think you're tall and he'll back off.
Yeah, yeah.
The comments tonight have been
That's
so good.
Jeff Caruso, Alistair Lynch, 2004, 10-week suspension. Yeah, but Jeff, it was his last
It was
game.
his
and
last game.
And
That
he
was
tore his
amazing.
groin.
That was so good. Like to be honest, I love how he went out. He's like, you know what? We're getting belted. Screw this. I'm punching my way out.
But he'd injured himself.
Yeah. Blues fans are pretty intense, says Matt Scott Malcolm. They are, but I think
I've been around Carlton fans. They're not too bad.
they're pretty sweary. But
Yeah.
I think outside of that,
They're very self-aware, though.
yeah, they're also really,
Yeah.
we're very, very self-loathing.
Yeah,
They are. They're like,
oh.
oh, classic.
When I
Carlton.
Everybody's just waiting for the other foot to drop.
So when I watched that elimination final where you beat the Swans,
Yep.
when Harry Mackay missed that goal from the top of the square, I was sitting around a group of Carlton fans and one of them's like, yeah, he's going to miss this. And they all started laughing. And I started laughing too. Like it was...
I never
Don't
remember
get-
grand
oh, sorry.
finals, not a single one. Remember all the prelims.
Oh, classic
That's,
Power fans.
poor Power Prawn Star.
Matt Stevich, 2016 might be the worst grand final.
That's just triggered
performance.
Alex Taj.
I'm
No Parker
No
trade.
Parker trades.
Nah,
It's
it's
Italian and Australian football fan. That's a
Oh.
very weirdly generic
There
and
you go. Does he-
specific YouTube.
Do you know?
username.
Are you involved with AFL Europe, Italian and Australian football fan? Great organisation. I think.
Peatling is officially an Adelaide player. Crows give up a
Well, Peatling's gone
F2
through.
and GWS handing over Peatling F3 and F4.
Oh, there we go. The
buzzer.
Peatling one.
Trade! Bailey Smith will end up at Geelong regardless of what happens in the final 13 minutes this evening, says
Whoa.
Damien Barrett, the giant nerd.
So he's saying that it's probably might go to the draft.
Yeah. Xavier O'Halloran isn't leaving the Giants.
Interesting.
Okay.
Peatling officially an Adelaide Crom.
Future two.
Peatling's good. I think that's a good pickup.
Well, that's good for the Giants getting a future second in. Like Peatling, a future third, and
They're
future
finally
fourth. Who
rolling in.
cares?
It's still. There's only 8 minutes left.
Yeah, Port fans love Lynchley. Wakeland put up a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there.
It also got us the awesome reenactment on the hill
Yeah.
Yes, that was great.
at Adelaide Oval. Amazing. Is Bailey Smith old enough?
For what?
Out of context from Babyface Nelson. What
Old
are you
enough?
talking about? Old enough.
I don't know. Old enough? Good enough?
Pick one, Bailey Smith. Pick
Bailey
one.
Smith,
Richmond won't do that.
yeah. Would be
What,
funny.
what is that question? I'm trying to figure
What else we got?
Come on, why? Give us some trades. 7
Yeah.
minutes. You.
I was about to
Your
say
list
when,
managers are so
when Leo
annoying.
does the buzzer, I think he needs to read out what's happened so we can, react.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And so, yeah, Xavier O'Halloran staying in the Giants. Deal going to the Dogs has fallen through. So that's just
We should have sent Leo to Marvel with the microphone and had just a
Yeah,
camera
cross
there.
the, let's
Let's go to Leo.
Leo.
We've been standing there for 2.5 hours doing nothing.
to reply yet.
Like, who looks like a bigger nerd? Zeta? The dude falling asleep
Oh my
behind
God,
Zeta?
we could
or
have
Leo?
a nerd off. This would be great. We'd send Leo.
That dude's asleep.
Leo does not look like any much of a nerd than these.
Actually, you combine Zeta and that dude behind him with that hair, and you've actually got Leo. That's amazing.
Minus the glasses.
This is Zeets. Give him a schnitz.
I've got the Tom Barras details.
Go
Oh,
on.
nice.
So Hawks give their future first, future second, and future third to West Coast.
Yeah.
West
mind
Coast
that.
give back Tom Barras and a future 4. So I don't know what the haggling
Hey,
was over.
West Coast are getting picks in.
So that was the
God.
original thing.
No, the
Wasn't one of
original
them
thing was we give up picks 1 and 2 for 2025,
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah.
3. We wanted 3 back.
Leo could be the next Tom Brown, says Jez. I like that.
I don't know about
Wake's
Hope
blocked
not.
all those punches with his face.
a good call.
There you go. Babyface Nelson. Is Bailey Smith old enough? Geelong bringing
old players. Okay,
typically.
fair
But that's
enough.
why it was
But
like
now
this-
they have a lot of young players.
Yeah, and he's coming off an ACL, so love how Jim is basically Ron Burgundy. Put it up here already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not basically.
He is.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
Go F yourself, San Diego. Yeah, I think the idea is like Bailey Smith coming off the ACL. That's why you can go and
Yes.
like make it happen and get him.
Press the thing, please, Leo. Caleb Daniels, an North player. Yes, I actually really
It
like
actually
that.
That's great. You've got the smallest player in the AFL
Hey.
for a team who needs height.
I'm going to get his number. We're going to be
Pick
the same height.
25 for Caleb
That's
Daniel.
way too high, but
Stats guy, you need to wear headgear from now on.
Yep, done. I actually
Every
really like
AFL
that trade.
show is in headgear. I like
Our
that.
halfback actually has someone, because McCutcheon may be in the middle. Now we have a guy that can actually hit a target. I'm actually happy with
So
that.
Johnny Zodiac asked, who do you think will be doing the commentary per channel next year?
So-
I think it's weird to sort of even like there's so many new things in like at 7 and Fox that it's actually tough to sort of go, right, this will be the like you can't really name out the booths.
So
you've got-
I know what the Friday night for Fox Footy is.
What's the Friday Fox?
Matt Hill and Hutto.
Sure. I don't mind
I
that.
actually really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Because you've got Matt Hill being awesome. You've got Hutto being
Hutto
a
gets
nerd.
up and about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Waitley will be calling one of the
Definitely,
games.
I'd
be
easily-
watching that.
I'd much rather listen to them than bloody BT.
Oh, we got another one.
Go
Here
on,
we
Leo.
go.
Leo.
Stats guy, Luke Parker. Well, Beveridge is stuffed up here. He says Luke Parker is a Sydney player.
Oh, he meant to say a
meant
Roos
to say
player.
North
Yes,
player.
yes, I'm looking at that now.
Constanti and Parker for
Yes.
pick 44.
Only pick 44.
Yes, we-
I think that's a fair trade.
I
So
think
it's
that's a fair
Luke
trade.
Parker for 44 because Constanti was going to get delisted
I'm
anyway.
actually happy with that. We've actually
go.
North
Caleb-
have got 2 players.
Is Caleb Daniel taller than Stats Man?
Yes.
No, he's not. He's not.
Maybe.
No, he's
Stats
not.
guy should also be banned from wearing shorts. He's wearing shorts
How
right
the
now.
hell does he know?
How
That's
did the
weird.
Swans get like a future third in there? Like, what the hell?
My dad
guys?
is something to root for next year. North looking good for a change, says Lol.
This is the best. I know it's not an amazing trade period, but this is the best trade period we've had in a long
There's just a
time.
lot going on.
lot.
And Jez Oz points
Since
out, is
Jared
Fox
White.
Footy doing their own games? Yes, they are.
So they have all the commentary. You can choose to watch Fox Footy instead of Channel 7 on games that Channel 7 show as well. They all have their own commentary teams for every game.
Commentary, so the key thing is commentary teams. We still don't know if they're actually going to be at the game.
I'm
Yes.
Also 6 centimeters taller than Caleb Daniel.
Really?
Yep.
We should see
centimeters
you
is
guys
important.
fight. That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, but he's got a helmet. He'll probably win.
Ban him from wearing pants
I'm
altogether.
happy with Luke Parker.
not
I
gonna
reckon
do
he
that.
could kick a few goals for us. I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm sad to see him go.
Yeah. And Constanti.
I don't
So
know.
Costanzi and Parker for
Pick
44.
44. I honestly will
Fine.
take pick
That's
44 going. That's okay.
Johnny Zodiac, whenever I see those helmets, I think of the short bus. Lol. That's mean. Still. No more BT lols, Cal. Well, yeah, if you watch 7, BT might still be on it, but
He'll
at the
still
same
be on it,
time,
yeah.
he might not be because he never actually. What was his big announcement?
No, his big
We never
announcement he
got it.
ended up saying was Joe Danaher retiring.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He put it out on Instagram like 2 weeks ago. Yep.
Good job. That's the best thing I've heard since Jack Stringer going to Carlton. Thanks, Jez.
Imagine he goes to Carlton.
I love
That's
this.
not happening.
I got a lot of time for Jez and his triggering. What do we got? We've got 3 minutes to go. 2 minutes 56. Here we go. Luke Parker is already off to the Roos. We have
actually a little
Caleb
bit flat
Daniel
about
to the
that now.
Roos.
Oh,
We have
you're
Tom
flat about
Barras
it
to the
now.
Hawks.
Yeah,
Luke Parker's a
it's
legend,
Luke
yeah.
Parker, mate. Champion of the club.
True.
So I'll be interested to see what the Swans actually do now that they've got a fair few picks in this draft. As far as because next year's a big academy year for them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wonder what they're going to do to try and get those up.
Yes, we got another one.
Hey,
Here we
let's go,
go.
Leo.
Jake Stringer traded to GWS for pick 53. And Mitch Cleary saying Bailey Smith traded to Geelong.
Hey!
They folded. We called it.
Yes.
Bang, bang, bang.
The sad part of Luke Parker leaving is that Sam Wicks might get a game, maybe the most useless player in the AFL. Taj, have you seen Elliot Himmelberg?
Yeah.
Tough.
Have you seen Nick Hind? Oh, no, he's not on the list.
Hey,
anymore.
Nick Hind did that awesome run at gather round and then didn't know what to do.
Lols Cal says, I just won't watch 7 ever again.
Yeah, that's
the point of it.
pretty much
That's
what
the
all of
entire
us are
point from
doing.
Fox. The sad part of Luke Parker, we've already said that. I'd be so glad if BT is gone. He sounds so bored.
He does a
That's
bit,
probably
yeah.
my, like,
The finals he was
Stats
okay.
Boy and I have been on this. Like, we've listened to some of his old stuff. He's awesome. And
But
he's
he
great.
had-
And we understand that he's great on radio. That's the worst part that he's like.
'Cause he's
"Oh,
more
That's
excited
what I was
on
going to say.
radio.
Radio BT during the finals was great.
But you get him in actual TV stuff. He's just been horrible. I'll miss Parker, but happy for North, says Lols Cal.
Don't let the door hit
says
you,
Jez Oz. Don't let the door hit you, Jake. Wicks can be very good.
What do we
says,
think?
just
We
very
haven't
inconsistent.
probably like gone into Stringer at GWS. Like, do they even need him?
that's-
They've got a
No.
really good forward line.
That's the sort of mean. Does that mean that like Jake Riccardi's going to struggle to
I'd
get a
much rather
game?
just
Well-
play Riccardi. What are we doing?
No, I don't think. Well, they didn't play him in the final, so they're going to play Stringer over Riccardi.
But so what? That means he's going to go in over Daniels and Harvey Thomas.
No,
and,
because Stringer can play
Jake
like a
Stringer-
third tall, like a.
Jake Stringer for pick 53. Interesting.
That
Jack
seems
McCray. Here we
balanced.
go.
He's
Jack
gonna
McCray to St Kilda.
Oh, everything's happening now. There we go. There's a siren.
Yeah, in the last
Bang.
59 seconds,
Yep.
Sam Wicks might have actually been a detriment in the change rooms on top of lacking on the field. So I don't think Wicks is going to actually get into the team again because Angus Sheldrick, ideally, is not going to be injured next year.
One
And he comes in.
Minute left to go. What's the Bailey Smith details? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, they-
Surely it's 17 and like a future third.
Yeah, I really want to know that.
I miss being able to stream the AFL with Russian commentary. Maybe we'll learn Russian. We'll just do it ourselves. Hello. What stats does Stats Guy have on best worst trades over the last 10 years?
Well, we already went through.
We
all
sort of
those,
rattled
yeah.
them off. It's kind of like what I would like to see from the Stats Boys, like if you'd ripped off like out of all the trades that happened, how much actually have a big impact. Because it's not as many as you'd think.
Well, these are the I think the ones that we listed had the biggest
They
impact
were the
because
biggest
it helped Flags, Brownlows,
Yep. Norm Smith.
Norm Smiths, and things like that. Yeah,
The McLeod one's amazing.
Yeah, I think the biggest impact-
The Lloyd and Lucas one is incredible.
the biggest impact was that Josh Kenny because they helped him get a flag.
Do we blow the siren that it's now 7:30?
Yep.
Trade deadline is now done as it all rolls in. Bailey Smith deal is done.
Yeah, I want to know what the details are.
We just need the details on it. I am fascinated by that fit with Bailey Smith in Geelong now that it's actually official.
I
gonna
think
be in
they
the
need a
midfield.
midfield.
They
midfielder.
need just
and he's a gun
more
if he can
quality
get out of the park.
in that midfield. I think it's like if he's all right at coming off the ACL, laugh.
This is very funny because it's all the AFL journalists are like tweeting at the same time, trying to beat each other. One's like,
It's like who's got the hookup with the North Melbourne guy? Who's got the
It's pretty
hookup?
funny.
North Melbourne best and fairest winner next year, Luke Parker.
Okay, that's
Don't know about
I don't know about that.
All I know is
There's a guy called Harry Sheasel.
Jez also points out GWS have gained a quality forward who'll kick 40 goals in the VFL.
Well, he kicked 40 goals this year. If he kicks 30 plus, that's a win.
Yep. Judd best,
don't-
Tim Kelly worst, says Power Prawn Star.
I just don't see how Jake Stringer fits into
In
that,
that team,
team
no, I
every
agree.
week.
I agree.
Because
Their
if
team's
he's
good.
not motivated and not working hard, he doesn't fit into the way that tsunami works.
Maybe he'll be motivated because he can be a bit loose because no one cares about GWS.
Yeah, but he's
Might
in
be
the
in
west
the
of
meter.
Sydney. He might genuinely get stabbed.
I just prefer Riccardi.
Yeah, so do I.
Weird.
They didn't play him.
Or,
I know, that's the weirdest.
I know.
I'll
I
take
agree.
Riccardi.
No, I agree.
Is it,
I agree.
is it Callum Brown or Iden that plays forward for them?
Brown.
Brown? Yeah. Iden plays halfback.
A Rahil Kochi says, I missed it. Has Parker been traded?
Yeah, he got traded for pick 44. He and Jacob Constanti are going to North.
Lols Cow asked, why did Geelong keep being able to recruit superstar players? Beach life that important? To be honest, it's a combination of that and the fact that I guess you get a little bit out of the Melbourne bubble.
Yeah.
Can get a farm.
Real estate is cheaper down there.
Yeah.
You've still also got 15 games in Victoria through the year.
Also, you know what your commute is from Torquay?
Like 20 minutes.
It's like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Ocean Grove.
Ocean
Yeah,
Grove is
Or
beautiful.
anywhere else.
And
like
that's why
along
some
the
people
Bellarine
that's why
Peninsula.
some people also go to Sydney. I know real estate's a lot more expensive there, but to completely get out of the bubble and be left alone.
AFL needs to investigate Reece
Yes.
Stanley's farm.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. We're not saying any Diddy connection.
We haven't talked about McRae. I know we mentioned it, but like, what do we think about that one? I still think he's a decent player.
Ding it, Leo.
Ding.
Oh, we got another one.
Matt Kennedy to the Dogs
Oh!
for pick 38.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, but
38's about, to be honest,
want him still, surely.
they didn't want him. Like,
Oh,
they realized the crunch was coming for Mac, like for everybody for Matt Kennedy.
Wow.
And
but the Dogs don't even need him.
Have we been updating this all the way through? Because all I think is Brody Kemp and Xavier O'Halloran are the ones that haven't gone. I think they're the only two that
they're
didn't
the only
happen.
two, yeah, correct.
Sounds about right.
if we go back to our list.
I added to the list, so it should be all there.
Yeah.
So McRae's gone, Barras is gone, Bailey Smith is gone, Parker, Daniels, Peatling, nothing on Membry, Kennedy to the Dogs. Kemp and O'Halloran are the only ones.
Is Membry out of contract? Because if
don't
he
think
is,
so.
he can be
Don't think
picked up as a delisted free agent. Because I heard he was doing a Collingwood medical today, and it's like, oh, we're not going to give pick 70 for him.
Power Prawn Star says Adelaide has better beaches, less surf butt. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. If you go down to Anglesey, Ocean Grove, or Torquay, the beaches are beautiful and the surf.
And the surf's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I go there all the time.
Problem is, Adelaide's just boring.
Well, Geelong's not absolutely the world's greatest hotspot.
Oh, wait.
unless, you know, hanging
I
out.
think-
Kennedy deal done, as Babyface Nelson points out. So to jump on the Matt Kennedy stuff, I think as Carlton discovered, like I hated this because I think Matt Kennedy was just a great dude.
Yeah.
He did everything that was asked of him.
He's a bit more of a
and
two-way
was
player.
absolutely, I don't know if he was the two-way player, but he was definitely the sort of in and the under grunty kind of guy when
Yeah.
they needed it to be.
Yeah.
And as we saw time and time again this season, they just sort of ran out of those dudes with injuries. And when
It's a
they sort of
worry.
screwed around with him and George Hewitt, it completely submarined the season. They got too far ahead of themselves. They started getting cute and they got stupid. So
Yep.
it breaks your heart and it sucks. But on you, Matt Kennedy, best of luck at the Dogs, I guess. That's
There's some big names.
So 1 minute after the trade period, I've got the Betfair betting market up, which is like the tightest betting market percentage wise there is. Brisbane $7.60, Hawthorn $8, GWS $9.40, Carlton $10, Geelong $11.50, Sydney $12.50,
Well, that's a bit low.
Collingwood $11, the Western Bulldogs $14, Freo $13.50, Port Adelaide $18.50. Where's North Melbourne? $110 feels unders.
Yeah, get on it.
West Coast $160 feels unders. Richmond $220, Gold Coast $44.
Hawks' second favourite still is wild. Like, they need to prove that they're still good next year.
So Babyface Nelson points out they kept subbing Kennedy off. He didn't have enough tank to play a whole game. Was a bit slow, but he was very loved.
But then
Like-
there was also he was at the birth of his child and then flew up, and then the Blues were getting spanked, and he was the one that got subbed
They
off.
completely cooked that because they left Pito out there.
Oh, we got another one.
I've got the details on the Bailey Smith one.
Yeah, did someone say mega deal?
Mega
Mitch Cleary reporting a late mega deal. Geelong get Bailey Smith and pick 45. Geelong give pick 17 and 38.
Yeah.
Saints get Jack McRae and give 45. Dogs give Bailey Smith and Jack McRae. They get 17, Matt Kennedy. Blues get 38 and give Matt Kennedy. I actually think that's pretty good.
So
Dogs,
those are
no,
all
I
just-
think
That's a
Dogs are
solid
little-
mega deal without it being like over the top.
Carlton with the
Adam
train, very
Cooney
well
definitely
done.
didn't make it.
Yeah.
All kept ripped, says Power Prawn
Hold on
Star.
there.
What price is Sydney to miss the 8, says Joe
I'm
Duncan.
checking that right now for you.
Load up. Nah, don't.
Jez
do that.
Oz does point out, did Carlton just bevo themselves with the Kennedy trade? Yeah, nah. Look, I think
Too many dudes.
I think you can
Maybe.
have. Well, Blake Acres
What-
is already injured, and, like getting
Is
off
that-
surgery.
yeah.
So we actually forgot to mention that at the top of the show, but he had like a herniated disc, so he should be all right for the start of next season. But I just don't f with backs.
Yeah.
like, they suck.
Yeah.
And Blake Acres is like had obviously plenty of problems before, but as long as you've got like Chera, Walsh, Cripps,
Chera's hamstrings are just
Yeah, I know. That's a worry, isn't it?
They need Hewitt, they needed Kennedy, those bigger body midfielders as well, because that's how they won all these clearances things this year. The thing is, what do they need? They need a bit more speed. So if Kennedy did on the legs, which he quite didn't, I don't know, you get to use pick 3 on Sam Walsh's second cousin and go from there and hope that he's a jet.
Or a
Do you
Decone.
reckon I think the Dogs lost that mega deal though. Like they don't need Kennedy at all. They've got
Yeah, but he's a bigger, thicker body that can help out.
he's a good player, but I don't think they need him. And they only got pick 17 for all of that. I don't know. I think they've lost that trade. The Dogs.
Well,
Don't worry
yeah,
about
but
the odds
once
Vic
again,
based. Paul
he
finished top 4.
was out of contract.
Yeah.
And Bailey Smith's that's a big lot. I think in the
He's-
future
but he's also off a knee, so we don't know how he's going to come back.
I think in the future people are going to say Dogs needed
Babyface
somehow to
Nelson, however, says Carlton really didn't do well this trade period apart from pick 3. Giving up 12 and 14 was terrible and missing Houston. I think the over-the-top chaos around getting pick 3 is a bit silly. I actually don't mind 12 and 14, but at the same time, they've also still got like a roster crunch. And if
You've
you're gonna
cleared
go
out
3,
some
you're
players.
lying.
Yeah, you've done well. I
You've
think
cleared
you've
out
done well.
players and cap space.
Yep.
Because Kennedy would have been on
They
$500,000.
got pick 13 from 14. Swap players are always getting the sack.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a win.
I
So
think
I'll take the Carlton
But
win.
they've gotten rid of dudes that they were happy to show the door to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Owies and Kennedy, they were basically already like, go find a job somewhere else, please.
Just be interesting
And
how if Kennedy and always have a big year, then everyone's like,
Yeah, but if
"Ooh."
always kicks 30 goals at West Coast, it's exactly what he would have done at Carlton.
You just got to hope that Motlop kicks 30 goals for Carlton.
Yeah, when
the
Motlop
thing is,
plays 10 games in a row.
Ashton Moyer time, baby!
Because like you've lost Jack Martin too, but he was on huge money as well, which wasn't money well spent.
Yeah.
Yep. If pick 3 flops, all this fuss would be for nothing.
True.
Yeah,
look,
but then you've got to see pick 12 and 14 do something though, because if they don't, it's like, oh well, you missed anyway.
true this. I think in terms of the rest of it,
Might actually be like almost done. Like,
think
usually
we-
it takes a bit more time than that, but I reckon it could be done by now.
if there's anything, so the mega deal aspect of this is pretty funny.
We like mega deals. We love mega deals.
All right, just quickly, stats guy. Now that all this has been done,
Yep.
over under 6.5 wins.
For North.
Yep.
Oh,
Because what, you were 3 last year?
last year I wanted us to get to 5, I think, and when
Actually,
we get
I'll
3
dial it back to 5.5.
Oh, well, yeah, I'll say over.
Okay.
But just.
so
We'll get 6 wins.
Halloran staying, that's fine.
Halloran staying. Yeah.
No one got Parfitt. Parfitt's
got
staying
Parfitt.
wherever Parfitt
Oh, really?
is.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Joel.
You've done great, says Babyface Nelson. Thank you. I mean, we just talked for 3 hours, just on about very little.
Caleb Daniels, manager. Both parties were really good in how they handled it. Really?
Okay.
No,
And
they
then he
weren't.
said he's happy to come back as a North player. He never was a North player.
As someone just said on Twitter, Caleb Daniel, happy to not be considered as a ruck option at North Melbourne under the new coach.
Hey, now get him in there.
And Devin Robertson stayed at Brisbane.
Yeah, I think someone
Yeah,
can pick him up.
that's
He's
fine.
a solid player, but he might get some game time.
Just love the rig. So
I got delisted. So
Bailey Smith in 45, 17 and 38 going out for Geelong.
Oh yeah, Parfitt did get the list. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
McRae coming into the Saints. Saints giving up 45. Dogs getting 17 and Matt Kennedy.
I think that's
Bailey
unders
Smith
for
and
the
Jack
Dogs.
McRae.
But
It feels
maybe
unders,
not.
doesn't it?
I don't know. Just
It's like when
slightly.
you see it sort of laid out, like Blues get 38 for Kennedy, as mentioned, like that's another pick just before the compo. So
But it's I guess like Alex said, it's because Bailey Smith's been injured. But
interesting.
if he could still turn into an absolute jet.
mark my words, Clary moves to Geelong and Melbourne take half his contract next summer. I think
Oh.
the Petrarca and Clary, just
Yeah.
it's going to be all of next year.
If Max breaks down, Petrarca and Clary are absolutely out of there.
Joel said North 7.5.
Nah,
that's too
I
high.
reckon it'll be 5.5 or 6.5.
Yep, I agree. 7.5 is a big jump.
Carlton 13.5, Jim.
Yeah, no, they should get
bit of
there.
health, we would have smashed
Yeah,
that this year.
yeah, I
so,
agree.
as long as TDK is healthy, we're all good.
Yep.
And we can somehow like pull a bit of a Marcus and Markeith Morris dealio with Sam DeConing, and we'll just like have both of them to be healthy the entire year. That'd be great.
This
Just do that.
the Caleb Daniels manager is just saying some weird. He'll play halfback, yeah, of course. He wants to play free and happy footy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Aw.
because he doesn't want to be
He's not-
bevoed, stats guy.
There's not many people happy when we're losing every game, but hopefully
Yeah,
that
but-
changes.
Yeah, I'd rather be happy and playing footy with Clarko going, Clarko ball, instead of being bevoed.
Yeah.
is that what Jake Strang wants to do as well? Just be happy and play free footy. That'd be great.
I don't know. Or he wants to go. He heard about their Wacky Wednesday early on, and he's like, I need to go there.
Still got bad vibes.
Interesting. So you'll have an extra year there as well.
Yeah, you
Who's
got an
that?
extra year added on.
Caleb
Like
Daniels.
Luke Parker's getting 3 years. He only had
I
1
don't
year
mind
left
it
at the
because
Swans.
Caleb Daniels not that old.
Cat's
He's
15 and a half.
Oh.
I'd probably still
He's
go.
28.
28. Yeah, that's fine.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
No, nah, for a
But
little
Caleb
guy.
Daniel-
For a little guy.
For a little guy.
Who are you calling little?
Yeah, he's
Dan,
littler than
actually,
me.
Dan Houston got 6 years and he's 28. That felt like a lot.
Oh yeah, true. That's it. That's a lot, yeah.
Cats 15.5.
Under. Take an under.
Oh, they were pretty good, though.
Saints for 9.5.
Over.
Oh, yeah,
I'll take over.
That's a team that screams out 11 and 12.
Geelong should get better. How
Gold
many wins
Coast,
do they have?
11.5.
Over. Finals team.
Under for Gold Coast, whatever it is. I don't
Because I'm going
care.
to go up there and, get them spruiking. They're going to be loving it.
Jim's
So, wait,
moving to
Jim's here.
Perth
This
and then
is
he's
great.
moving to Gold Coast.
I'm a bi-coastal kind of guy.
Geelong had 15 wins, so that will probably be their over. I think they could get over that. That'll be better next year.
Saints, I don't know. It's just a weird setup.
Saints, yeah. Well, they made the finals 2 years ago, and then they were like, "No, we're not good." We just remembered we're not good.
Second half.
Nah, they're not going to make finals.
It makes little sense.
Saints-
Do we reckon anything else pops off in the next 5 to 10 minutes?
I think
What do you
they're all
reckon?
done, right?
I was about to say, do we quickly just sort of want to run through how some of these teams went and grade them, or are we going to do that in a show next week?
I don't think we'll do a show next
Nah.
week. I think we don't need to grade all these teams because not every trade has sort of been done. Not every
Yeah.
team has been
Because
covered.
it's like,
We already gave
We
season
could talk about it when
rankings.
we do the draft.
Yeah, maybe when we do the
show.
draft
Okay.
show, and we can
Yeah.
sort of go through it all.
We have been
Because
on
we'll pop
for
back
enough.
on for a live show the first night of the draft, so November 20.
Yep.
That is. So
But that actually was pretty quick compared to some of the other years because usually it goes to like 8 o'clock. There we go. My mate Blackmore. What do you think about the helmet link up between Sherry and Caleb Daniel?
that's pretty good.
That is a great call.
that is actually great.
That is a great call.
All the helmet dudes. That'd be
Honestly, we
awesome.
should all just wear helmets.
Actually put Larky in a helmet. Just that's awesome. He'd look terrifying. Suva
Yeah.
in a helmet.
Zerha in a helmet?
no.
Yeah. No,
He
he,
probably-
looks
he
scary.
probably
He looks like
He looks scary.
he looks like that kid you go to school with.
100%.
That's a good call.
So
The-
did he fall off the monkey bars again? Like,
There
what
is
the
a
hell?
section at Marvel that wear helmets for Cherry, actually at North Games,
Are
which
you
is
sure?
pretty.
Are you sure it's from
Yeah.
Jerry?
I'm not even going
Yeah.
there. Yes.
So what's the draft order right now is Richmond, North, Carlton, Adelaide, Melbourne, Richmond, St Kilda, Melbourne, Richmond.
Top 10.
Richmond have done really well.
That's the indicative top 10. So is there 28 first round picks?
23.
23, yeah.
23.
With Richmond ending with the...
So
With
stupid.
8 of them.
Yeah.
That is
Richmond
wild.
have, 23, 20, 18, and 11.
Johnny Zodiac says Sydney to miss 8 with injury.
Come on, man. We nearly did that last year.
Bombers
Yeah.
8.5 says Joel Duncan. I think they go over.
I'll go
that
over
still,
that.
but-
Yeah, I'll go
But
over
they
that.
will miss finals still.
I think there's like as we've
All right,
as
Richmond,
I keep,
3.5.
As I keep saying about the Bombers, the
Over.
Bombers like there are too many dudes, but there are dudes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they're not
it means
good
you have
dudes.
it means you have at least like a higher floor, but I feel like your ceiling.
Nate Caddy could kick 40
You
goals.
can see that
Yeah,
ceiling, and it's like that's why it's so frustrating for Bombers fans. When they play their best, you can see that ceiling, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
But the ceiling is also the roof, and the floor is the ceiling
Yeah.
roof. Anyway,
D's 8.5.
under. I don't think it matters. I think they're cooked.
they might be good.
They've still got Lever, May,
I'd
Petrarca,
still
Oliver,
say
Gorn,
over. Like,
still
they'll
think-
get like 10.
Fridge,
Do they
Cozzy.
play Freo twice next year? Because there's 2 losses.
Yeah, 2 losses by 100, yeah.
Richmond to draw 2, win none.
Oh, it's 2 draws.
Well,
would
what
be
was
brutal.
Richmond's over under? What did you say? 3.5 under.
Under, yeah. I
Yeah.
reckon
How many first round picks when you include likely father, sons, and academy? So you've got Ashcroft, Campriali. There's a Gold Coast guy in there. The guy from
know.
Essendon. So I think it does get. I think they've said it's going to get to 28.
28.
Yeah.
That's what I had. That was the number I had in my brain. Basically, like,
Yeah.
what are those ones actually going to be? I think
I think we're done.
that's about it for the trades because I think that's going to be pretty much it.
Geelong for the flag, Bailey, Norm Smith,
What we
Brownlow.
can do is go through some. We'll do 5 more minutes just as it all sort of washes out. Winners and losers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Winners
I'm
and
happy.
losers
Winners,
is the
we usually do
trade
winners
period.
and losers on a Wednesday. Yeah,
Adelaide, winner or loser?
Winner.
yeah, winner. They've done well. Yeah.
All right. Brisbane, winner or loser?
Winner. They've got the capital in. People facilitated pick swaps with them to get in Ashcroft and the other guy.
Yeah, winner.
Carlton.
Winner.
Winner, they got pick 3 somehow and got rid of the players they didn't even want.
I like that. Always here for it. Collingwood.
Winner.
Yeah, got
Houston,
Houston
they
out of
got them in.
nowhere and got rid of some players, but yeah, definitely a winner.
Loving the upper thigh.
Oh, yeah,
from
because I'm in
Alex.
shorts. There you go.
Weird.
The upper thigh.
You
Joel
see
loves
a
it.
right nut there. Cats win, says Johnny Zodiac. We'll get to that in a second. Essendon, winner, loser.
They got rid of Jake Stringer. That's a win.
That's a big
Nah,
win.
but
Yeah, but then
it was so boring.
But they also traded out to help
All right.
with their academy
I'll say-
selection
I'll
and
say-
locked in the D's
it was
future.
a pretty mid, but I'll say win.
Yep.
All right. Freo.
Win.
They get Shea
Shea
Bolden.
Bolden, I think, is a good pickup. Yep.
Win.
I don't feel like the overpay. I feel like it was pretty fair. So I'm
There's
okay
not
with
that many teams that had a
Cats,
bad time.
winner, loser.
Win.
Winner.
Yeah, absolutely
Got
win.
a bit younger, a bit better in
They're
They've
the
gonna
also
be
got,
better.
they're getting Jack Martin as well. Everyone
Yep.
forgets.
Gold Coast, winners, losers.
What did
Jury's
they do?
out.
No, winners. like
They got no one
All-
good though, and they got rid of the
Hey,
coaches.
hey, John Noble.
Yeah, but he's not going to
they
change.
got the
their
weapon
team.
Johnny Noble.
No, I'm going to say
They got
losers.
Rioli.
Weapon.
Oh,
And
yeah, they got Rioli.
They also
They got their future picks for next
the
year.
entire thing is about having all their
About
academy
Uland
points.
for next
It's
year.
all about their academy
All
points.
right,
That's what
you've
really
swung
matters.
me. I forgot about Rioli.
GWS.
Loser.
Losers.
They got Jake
I just-
Stringer.
Yeah, what was
After
that?
today,
Well, they lost Perryman coming and then and
Peatling.
Peatling.
And
Yeah.
got Stringer.
And got Jake
That's
Stringer.
weird.
Losers.
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 Hawthorn.
Winner. Battle Barras.
Battle
Yeah,
and Brass.
absolutely.
They just get better.
They're probably up there
Stronger
for the
defense.
best trade.
the Melbourne Demons.
Loser.
They come out of this with 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah.
It feels alright.
But
I'll
they didn't get any players. They didn't get a forward. What
Yeah.
have we said for the last
They need a
3
forward.
off seasons, Jim?
They need a
Get a
forward.
forward.
I'll agree.
Just
Losers.
go pay Tom Lynch's contract. What
Yeah.
are you doing? The North Melbourne Kangaroos, that's man.
I'm going winner. I know I didn't really want Jack Darling, but Caleb Daniel gets a bit better kick. And then you've got Luke Parker, who I genuinely think could have a
and you
decent
didn't
season.
pay much for him.
Didn't
so.
pay much, so I'm saying winner.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide Power.
Loser.
What do you think, Power Prawn Star? He said he had my first beer at the start of this half piece. It has been
At least
long.
we've made him feel better.
Yeah.
They've got the power to lose.
Yeah, no, I think they're a
Say
loser.
Goodbye to Dan Houston.
They've lost Houston to
I
get.
ju-
They've lost Houston in a
Lukosius.
future first
Yeah,
rounder to
probably
get in
loser.
Lukosius.
Yeah.
Look, I still like
I think
Lukosius'
Lukosius is gonna be
move.
good,
I
yeah.
just feel like just getting one pick back for Houston is just a kick in the nose.
But also giving another one. I know it's for
Yeah,
Lukosius.
gross. Richmond, they have all the draft picks.
Yeah, so
I think I winner.
They
They
cleared
did well.
so much cap space.
They did.
Big win.
It's great for no one who's going to go there for the next 4 years.
No, but it'll work.
North are a big winner with Parker says Lolscow. That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'll take that.
St Kilda.
I'm giving them a win because they got the Josh Battle compensation. They've bought in McRae, but they've actually got 2 good draft picks finally. So I'm giving it to them.
But I think they to take that next step back to finals. They needed to pick up someone. So I'm going to say loser because they didn't really take that next step. So I'm going to say
Yeah,
loser.
I'd lean towards loser as it's more of a treading water.
But you're right, they did well with
They got
Battle.
2 top 10s,
Yeah.
so again, pretty good. Sydney,
It's very.
probably going to go loser because there's nothing that sort of like rocked the boat.
Well, they
too
didn't,
much
but they
and-
didn't win or lose. They got rid of a guy that they were going to delist.
older, yeah.
They moved on Luke Parker, who
I'd say not really win because you didn't really need to do much.
it's
anyway.
more a win.
Your
From,
list is
it's
still
it's
good.
more a win
They're
from
the best team
last
in
year.
150 years, yeah.
More of a win from last year is we got pick 22 for Dylan Stevens.
Yep.
West Coast.
Win.
Oh,
In Baker, Owies 12, future first, future second, future third, plus the free agent. Out Barras and pick 3.
I'm going loser.
The
I just
future
think
first
they need
there is like
those
the
top
clean
picks.
chart.
The
No,
pick
that pick-
3 is a kick in
No,
the
that's my
nuts.
point. If they keep pick 3, they need a good young guy other than Harley Reid. So I'm going that's a loser.
Thing is, you can probably still get him with pick 12. So
Well, it's easier in the top 10, but yeah.
Yeah, Taj is right. Sydney re-signed all their players this year.
Fair
they
enough.
did. They spent through the nose. And finally, the Western Bulldogs, winners, losers.
Bevoed.
I'm going to say losers. They've lost depth and they didn't get
Kennedy
enough.
and Smith and
I don't think they got enough for in that mega deal. So I'm going to say losers.
So they lose Smith and McRae.
And Daniel.
They get Kennedy and Daniel, yeah.
Just
yeah.
their depth. Like, say they have a few injuries, which they haven't in the last couple of years, but just say they do, that depth is gone. So
Richmond win the trade period thanks to West Coast and Gold Coast.
Yeah,
To
pretty
be
much,
honest.
yeah.
To have 1 million picks in an awesome flat draft, I feel like you got to be feeling pretty good and you're on a bit of a winner. Will that do us? I think that might.
Yeah.
Yeah, my voice is going.
I think that might do us until the draft show.
What even is
20.
that? Oh,
So, about a month. We might actually throw Leo and Statsboy in for a bit of a draft prep show.
sounds good.
I will be flat chat with NFL and NBA and a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, we'll have cricket.
Alex,
We'll have cricket
horse
as well.
racing and AFLW.
I think Alex will be away. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be fun when we get to it, though, because I'm going to go absolutely nose deep into this draft. I have no idea about any of the draft kids. When I was
Neither
watching
do I.
Dan Batten talk about it earlier, I'm like, I don't know who he's talking about.
So
It's hard to keep up.
the last draft I paid attention to is the draft the Swans got Logan McDonald because
Yeah.
we had a couple of picks inside 5. I'm like, I care.
Nice.
I've just been burnt by Steven Silvani too many times to really care about the draft.
Yeah.
Thanks, lad. Enjoy your other codes.
Thank you very much,
Joel
Joel.
Duncan.
Thanks for jumping on. Make sure you subscribe if anyone hasn't. There's
Yes.
still, I think, 60 people watching on YouTube, so subscribe, please.
Get around all of the other shows as well. The AFLW Today Show is still going strong.
Yeah.
Cricket Today podcast will be back very, very, very soon. Football Today podcast is cracking along. NBA Australia and NFL Australia are absolutely flying. And hold all tickets. It's about the GGs.
Everest and Caulfield Cup
Yes.
this weekend. Massive show.
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Power Prawn Start.
There is
As
a
always
bit
getting around us.
going on. I'll tell you that much. So smash them a like and subscribe across all of your socials and obviously all of your podcast and YouTube watching gear. Join you guys on draft night. Supposedly they trade picks on the night still.
Yeah,
they
they
do,
can.
they
So
do.
that you can trade up and down. Didn't Adelaide do it last year
Yeah,
for
they did.
Curtin or
Let's
something?
go. It's
That's
gonna
good
be
fun,
awesome.
Yeah. Watch Geelong and Sydney bid for academy kids from other clubs because they just do that because they're jerks.
Yep.
Nice. All right, well, there you go. Get around all of the other shows that we do and get around us on draft night. The way I got around Simon Minton Connell as a young, very ginger 6-year-old when he was out there kicking 8 goals against the Dogs.
Sounds about right.
I don't know how old I was then. Either way, it's going to be awesome. Thanks for joining us. This has been awesome. A live trade deadline, Dunskies. It was basically the AFL Today Show reading AFL Trade Radio. And without
We were better. We were more fun.
any of the Century Tyres ads.
Exactly.
That was good.
Yeah.
So there you go. Get around us for the draft show. We'll catch you then. Remember, look after yourselves, would you? And footy will be back soon enough. It's going to be okay. See yous. If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows in the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today Show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover.